Okay, can y'all hear me? Sorry about that. I don't know what the heck happened. Can y'all hear me? The one person watching? That was weird. Hello? Hello, can you hear me? I don't know what the heck happened. That was weird. But can you hear me? I'm gonna have to... Can you hear me now? I'm gonna have to fix that. I might have to look up something. Sorry about that. So share the stream again. Okay. And if it doesn't work this time, we'll probably end it. Okay. So I don't know what's going on. That was weird. It kept saying that I was still live. So yeah, go back to YouTube, share, go back to wherever you are, share the stream like last time. Yeah, that was weird. I might stream with someone else because they probably have a better setup than I do. Yeah, I might ask Jakey to stream with me. But whatever. It's fine. But anyways, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, top 10 games of all time. Number 9 was Resident Evil Original. I like the Resident Evil Original. I think I played that last year, but I don't remember. I mean, but what I did play. So, what I did play though. From the Resident Evil remake, the original Resident Evil remake. For what I played, it was good survival horror, but pretty like the only issue I have with it is that it's like garbage level design and puzzles. The puzzles are so like ridiculous. You would like. I had to look up like 90% of the puzzles because that's how ridiculous they were. It was dumb. But yeah, that was dumb. But besides that, it was a good game. It was a good experience, I think. And yeah, so that's number 9. Number 8 is Resident Evil 5. Resident Evil 5 felt more like an action game than Resident Evil 4 did. I mean, Resident Evil 4 was an action game, but Resident Evil 5, I think, was fine. I liked Resident Evil 5. I think it's better than the first one. And whatever. Like when you say Resident Evil remake, I assume that people think, oh, Resident Evil 4 remake, because that's the one that came out this year. I played it on Switch. I played the Switch version. Yeah, I did play. I played the Switch version, or the one on Switch, anyways. But anyways. Yeah, okay, you know what? Let's just skip this list. Okay, let's just get into the video before the stream dies again, I think. Yeah, let's just get into it. Okay, so Harmon Smith, the Luigi's worst video games of 2023. Let's get into it. Y'all tell me if you can hear this.
2023 was a great year for video games. If you were a Nintendo fan.
Okay, guys. This was a great year if we were a Nintendo fan only. So if you don't play on Xbox or PlayStation, if you play on Xbox, PlayStation, or PC, this was not a good year for you guys. You guys, horrible year. Obviously, come on. Just worst year.
Long, we were told by these game journalists, by these YouTubers, by these shows that this is one of the best years in gaming ever.
But it was, in my opinion. My opinion, this year was better than last year. Because last year, the only good game Nintendo released was Xenoblade, and it wasn't even that good. I mean, I heard it was mid. I heard it was fine. Nothing crazy. But whatever. And then there's... Yeah, I can't turn it up for some reason. I'll turn on captions so you guys can read. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. But anyways, it's just Nintendo had a rough year last year. Xbox had a rough year last year. The only major gaming company that had a good year was PlayStation, and they only released 2 games. Horizon Forbidden West and God of War Ragnarok. Those are good games, don't get me... Well, I heard Horizon was... whatever. But God of War Ragnarok I heard was pretty good. So this is, in my opinion, the best year of gaming since at least 2022. Where the only 2 games worth giving a crap about was Elden Ring and God of War. So yeah, I think this guy's capping hard.
We're loaded with major titles
like we are.
Final Fantasy 16, Starfield, and Diablo 4.
He doesn't say Baldur's Gate. Yeah. He goes, Final Fantasy 16, Starfield, Diablo 4. No one says... Who is saying Diablo 4 was good? I heard it was good until a recent update. That's what I heard. Yeah, that's what I heard, so whatever. But Diablo 4. No Baldur's Gate, but yeah, Diablo 4 makes sense. Sorry, I'm sharing the stream with my homies in the hood. Alrighty. But yeah, no Baldur's Gate, eh? Alrighty. But in my opinion, those 3 games are whatever. I mean, you can have your own opinions.
All of which are guaranteed to be huge, massive hits.
But they were all huge, massive hits. Well, not Final Fantasy 16, but Starfield and Diablo. Starfield has 13 million players. And Diablo was pretty big at the beginning, but fell off. So... Yeah, I think they did pretty good. And heck, even Final Fantasy 16 did pretty good, even though it technically wasn't good.
But in spite of all the publicity, in spite of all the promotion, in spite of all the praise, in spite of all the hype, each and every one of these titles failed.
Okay, why did they fail, Harmon? Gee, I wonder why they failed. Is it because they're not on Nintendo? Is that the reason why they failed? Is that why they failed? Because they weren't on my precious tablet, my precious Nintendo branded tablet. Is that why it failed, Harmon? Like seriously, like tell me you're a Nintendo fanboy without telling me. Like, bruh, seriously, is that why it failed? Oh man. Wasn't on my tablet, so it failed.
Essentially, this was a year in which the gaming media came out in full force trying to convince you that the Switch is on the way out and
oh my
the
gosh.
Xbox Series X, the PlayStation 5, and the PC.
Yeah, he looks like an out-of-shape J.J. Abrams. That's like the first thing that came to my mind. He's actually an author, fun fact. He writes crappy novels, but he is an author.
Were the platforms to get going forward?
Yes. Why? Okay. Real talk. If you had to game on only one system, you have a limited budget. Don't pick Nintendo. For the love of everything, don't pick Nintendo. You're gonna be like, okay, Nintendo makes good games. No one's denying that they make good games. Okay, they make quality. That most of the time they make quality games. Most of the time they make quality games. Okay, and no one's denying that. But the Switch is outdated hardware. It is literally, my phone can run Nintendo Switch games. My phone. Now my phone isn't that old, granted. It's like, I think like a year, it's like 2 years old maybe. But still, like if a phone can outperform a console, that's when you know you need to upgrade. So, I mean, choose PlayStation or Xbox. If you have to choose one, choose Xbox, Nintendo, or pray you get enough money for a PC. Heck, getting it, okay, $500, you can get a fairly decent PC for $500. So you might not be able to play next generation games, maybe, but you can get a fairly good PC for $500. But please don't get a Switch if you have to choose one system. Okay, I'm just saying, the Nintendo games aren't worth it.
That was the narrative, and it collapsed so quickly and so suddenly that a lot of people don't even realize that it has collapsed, right? If you look at what happened during the Game Awards, you saw that all of these great games, all this stuff that the...
Yeah. I guess my stream is packed out or something, because these comments are coming in later, so. But yeah. Nintendo makes nice games, but their best games are their older ones, and most of their games aren't as valuable for long-term replay value. Yeah, that's facts. That is facts. Alrighty, let's continue.
The gaming journals assured us we're fantastic. We're shafted in favor of products that no one has ever heard of or talked about.
Okay.
Right? The reality is that these games that used to be the cornerstone of the non-Nintendo industry, that used to be major, that used to be able to be forced onto the general public, that people used to blindly consume just because the media told them to, they're not as popular as they used to be. People are getting bored of them.
Bored? What do you mean by that, Harmon? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by bored of them? Bored of older games? Like, hold on. What did he actually say? I wasn't paying attention.
To be forced onto the general public, that people used to blindly consume just because the media told them to, they're not as popular as they used to be.
I don't know what he was talking about, but my bad.
People are getting bored of them. They're doing other things. They're playing better games. They are not wasting their time with Alan Wake 2 or
Alan Wake 2. The reason why I think not as many people played Alan Wake 2 is because it's on the Epic Game Store. It had nothing to do with the game. I don't know what the game is like. I didn't like Alan Wake. Hot take of the day. It was one of the worst games I played this year. Not because now I don't play bad games. I'm gonna say it now. I'm gonna say it now. Like, it was one of the worst games I played this year. But that's saying a lot though, because I didn't play many bad games. But it's like it made me realize why I don't like PlayStation games. Because it's a movie game. And I'm not a big fan of movie games. I figured that out while playing that. Like, minimal, like, it goes cutscene, minimal gameplay, like basic gameplay, then cutscene. The story for Alan Wake was good, and if it was a movie, I would watch it. It would be a good movie. But as a game, it was so boring. They should have just made it a movie. That's my hot take of the day. But I think one reason why, yeah, I can't talk about Alan Wake 2. Oh, whoops. Sorry, if the stream is being goofy, it's because I'm not used to this. Next stream, I'll try to do better. Gotta do better, you know.
Marvel Spider-Man 2.
Marvel Spider-Man 2, oh boy. Oh boy, Marvel Spider-Man 2. I'm not gonna say anything, but I am gonna say I am a Spider-Man fan. For Christmas, I actually got the Raimi trilogy on Blu-ray, so that's nice. And Spider-Man 2 was a disappointment for me. I liked the first game's story. I didn't play the first game, but I liked the first game's story. It was a good story. And then Spider-Man 2 just took a crap. But that's a whole video. In fact, I have a video on my channel that you can watch talking about some of the more controversial parts. But yeah, that's a whole video for another day. But yeah, Spider-Man 2 is goofy. I don't know how it got nominated for like 7 awards, but you know, it's the Game Awards. I don't really care about that, so whatever.
Right? People have better things to do than to play media.
Oh yeah, they have better things to do, like playing Mario Wonder and the $70 DLC. I mean, Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah, they have better things to do, like play Nintendo games. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, everyone should play Nintendo. Nintendo this, Nintendo that. Okay, I see where this is going. Mediocre games. His definition of mediocre games is definitely like anything that's not Nintendo.
Mediocre games. So today, we're going to be talking about these bad video games. We are going to be talking about each and every major release this year that completely failed.
Okay, guys. Oh, bless you, Harmon. We're going to talk about every major release that failed, okay? So, place your bets. What games do you think are going to be on here, okay? What games do you think are going to be on here? I think, well, I've seen it, so, a little bit. I haven't seen it all. I skimmed through it a bit. I think, for the ones I didn't see, we obviously know the games he talked about this year was Starfield, Baldur's Gate 3 a lot. So Baldur's Gate 3, Starfield, Alan Wake 2, Spider-Man 2, I think. Oh, he has a hate boner for Alan Wake, I'll tell you that. He hates Alan Wake. Because it stole an award. It stole an award from Tears of the Kingdom. So he's definitely hating on Alan Wake too. Even though he's and I'm gonna keep it a $1.50 here. He's probably never even. I bet you actual money that he hasn't played a single one of these games. He hasn't played a single one of these games. Like, I bet you money. I bet you actual money. Like, all the money I will ever make in the rest of my life, he's only played, like, maybe one of these games. Like, I'm serious. There ain't no way. Alrighty, but while I wait for my chat to catch up, because my stream is goofy let us continue. Yeah.
I was completely taken aback by the sheer amount of stuff. I had to check my list several times because I forgot several essential entries.
Essential entries.
This is gonna be a doozy. But now, let us begin.
Okay.
The Luigi's.
Let's begin the Luigi's. Can't wait.
Alan Wake 2.
Yep, there it is. Alan Wake 2, the first one. Alan Wake 2, like I thought. Like I thought. Oh my gosh. I bet you he hasn't even played Alan Wake 2. I bet you he hasn't even played Alan Wake 2. I can't really comment on this. I've never played it. I don't care for Alan Wake, especially after what I played. I don't care for that much. I can see why people like Alan Wake, but I personally don't. The lore is interesting, but yeah. Like, of course, Alan Wake is the first one. Which, okay, we're gonna watch this. I have nothing else to say because I have no clue what's in Alan Wake, and I know he doesn't either, so all he knows is it won more awards than Zelda, so it's bad.
One of the most forced, fake popular games I've ever seen in my life. Within the past couple of weeks, a bunch of game journalists came out and declared this to be one of the best games of the year, one of the best stories in gaming.
Okay, I will give him this. He is right. That was weird. As much as I don't like agreeing with Harmon Smith, that was weird because, I heard, genuinely nothing. From all the gaming servers I'm in, I heard nothing about Alan Wake. And then the gaming journalists were like, oh, it's the best game of the year. It's our pick for best game of the year. And I was like, where did this come from? Yeah, maybe it's a good game. Maybe I should play it. Maybe I should stream it. Would that be fun? Watching me stream Alan Wake 2. It will be on Twitch because screw YouTube streaming, bro. This is the hardest thing I've had to do. Yeah, would that be a W stream if I streamed Alan Wake 2 on Twitch? I would have to buy it. I don't want to buy it. That'd be a waste of my money. Yeah, would that be a W? I may do that. We'll see.
One of the best.
I'm gonna let him talk.
Some of the best visuals, some of the best artistry, so much.
Yeah, Sweet Baby Inc. That's true. Yeah, the new ESG score, the new BlackRock for gaming. Oh, that's gonna be that's 100% gonna be successful. Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm cool with streaming whatever, so I have Game Pass. If Alan Wake 2 comes to Game Pass, I'll stream it. How about that? I'll do that. Yeah. Alan Wake 2 is goofy aw. Yeah, Baby Inc. is definitely gonna ruin gaming. Don't buy it. Okay, I won't buy it. I'm gonna leave him talking in the background.
Would get made, right? It's such a big deal, right? It's Deadly Premonition 2 all over again.
Okay.
It was a complete joke. There was no enthusiasm for this game.
Okay.
It bombed on release. And
well,
other than a handful.
The reason why Harmon. I'm gonna stop you right there. People were looking forward to this game, from what I remember, and the reason why it bombed on release is because you had to get it on like one of the worst gaming browsers of all time. And the only thing Epic Games has is Fortnite and free games every like two weeks or whatever. Like, no one wanted to buy from Epic Games because Epic Games is a sleazy company. They're a sleazy company, bro.
Game Awards.
That's why no one bought it.
Whipshot. It's one of the major reasons I will never watch or care about the Game Awards ever again. Alan Wake 2 really does demonstrate the problem with the modern video game industry, journalism industry, where they can't critique a product on its own merits.
That's
the reason games like this get promoted.
He's not completely wrong. Gaming journalism is a joke.
They desperately want to
he's not completely wrong, but at the same time, he has no room to talk. He's literally a fanboy. Okay, I'm done with this. Let's skip this.
In reality, it's gonna be.
Shop safer all month with identity and privacy protection. Protect your everything with McAfee Plus.
Thank you, Harmon Smith, for trying to ban my stream. Harmon Smith working against me, trust.
In the industry, and Nintendo can't even come close.
Oh,
like, people forget.
I skipped way too much.
22. Oh man,
I skipped way too much.
A lot of disdain for, and Alan Wake 2 is simply another example of what went wrong with Naughty Dog and The Last of Us.
He ain't wrong, but yeah.
FromSoft fanboys.
Oh my gosh, did he not? He seriously did not just put Armor Core 6 on here, bro. Like, what the heck? I can't, bro. Buddy is still butthurt about Elden Ring winning Game of the Year a whole freaking year ago. It's gonna be 2 years in next year, bro. I can't, bro. He did not just do this, bro. Bro. I'm about to turn this off, bro. I am not taking anything he says seriously. I haven't played Armor Core 6, but I know it is a good game. FromSoft almost never misses, bro. Almost never misses. Okay. Let's give Harmon the benefit of the doubt, okay? Okay? Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. You know what, chat? I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe this is good. Okay, let's hear his reasons. Okay. I'm gonna have to get an ad blocker. Yeah, you're right. Don't tell YouTube I said that. Or else I'm never uploading anything ever again.
Really want to forget that this was the big Game Awards announcement last year in 2022. Aw man, Armored Core is gonna come back after the success of Elden Ring.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there it is, Elden Ring. Already mentioning Elden Ring.
It's gonna be this huge.
Oh my gosh, stupid.
It's gonna win Game of the Year because from.
Okay, sorry, my bad. Yeah, there it is, Elden Ring. Yep. If Elden Ring was on Switch, he would be praising its name. Actually, he might not because it's not a Switch exclusive or something. Yeah. There it is, Elden Ring though, of course. Here we go. Now we know what this is really about.
Developers in the industry, and Nintendo can't even come close. Like,
oh my gosh, who says this? Who is saying that Nintendo can't even come close to FromSoft? They make different games, Harmon. Oh my gosh. Whether you think Nintendo is better than FromSoft is your own opinion, right? But like, who is saying this? Like, seriously, somebody, give me an example of someone saying Nintendo is obsolete, FromSoft is like the crap, bro. They are it. I can't, bro. This is ridiculous, bro. I'm almost about to skip this segment. But who says this? This is straw manning to like the extreme, bro. Yeah, 4chan.
People forget there was legit discussion about this being the best game of 2023.
Okay, well, yeah, I don't doubt that there was discussion, because it was one of the best games of 2023 from what I've heard. I didn't play it. I might play it. But from what I've heard, it's a really good game. Definitely. One of the best games of 2023 from what I've heard. But of course, it's not on Nintendo, so it's not.
Because FromSoft fanboys are that delusional about the quality of the company's products. But upon release, the game did middling, and the company declared it a disappointment. It sold like 3 million units. They were expecting Elden Ring numbers.
How is like 3 million units a disappointment? That's pretty dang good in my opinion. And the game just released, Harmon. Come on, man. I mean, Armored Core 6, I think, is like one of their lesser known franchises, if I'm not mistaken. Like, when I think of FromSoft, I think of like Bloodborne, Elden Ring, the Souls games. So I don't think of Armored Core. Yeah, that's true. He's not saying, well, the gameplay is like, okay, if you're gonna review a game, tell me why and if you think it's bad, tell me why the game is bad. Name gameplay stuff. Why is the game bad? Not, oh, it's not a Nintendo, so it's bad. Like, I can't with this video, bro. I'm getting AIDS.
It can't be more obvious that players came away underwhelmed. All anybody could talk about was like, oh, it's so difficult, right, guys? Which isn't actually true, because unlike Dark Souls.
How do you know it's not difficult, Harmon? Oh, right, guys. He has a super powerful PC somewhere in his basement or something. No, actually, he showed his PC once, and it was like a laptop. Like the laptop I'm using. And my PC is probably more powerful than his is. And like, I got mine for like, what, $200? A casual flex. Got mine for $200. i5. Yeah, casual flex, you know. Ignore i9s and i7s. Those don't exist. Only, it's i5s. I'm a peak PC gamer performance right here. But anyways, yeah, his powerful PC is like a laptop that he bought for like $2. It's probably like a Mac from like 10 years ago, 30 years ago. Yeah, okay. Unlike Dark Souls. Okay, let's hear why this game is not difficult, okay? From Harmon Smith, who's probably never even played it.
Which is an action RPG.
Okay.
Armored Core is a mech customization game. So all you have...
Okay. So it's not as good because it's a mech game? Yeah. Yeah, that's true. It stopped being a meme like a while ago. So basically he's saying it's not as hard because it's a mech customization game. Oh, I paused too early? Okay, bet.
You have to do to win is just customize your mech.
Bro. He did not just say that. Bro, he did not just say that. Bro, he did not just say that. Did he just say that? Did he just say that? Did he just say that? No. 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 I haven't even played the game and all you have to do is customize your mech. No. That's not... You customize your mech to get improvements, Harmon. It's like getting a better weapon in a... It's like getting a better weapon in a Souls game. Oh my gosh. Bro, I'm about to...
You understand how customizing your mech works, and you make one that's adequate for situations, you're just gonna breeze through the game.
Okay, like, and that doesn't mean it's bad.
Why the people who were memeing about how difficult the game was gonna be.
Okay, hold on. In my opinion, if breezing through a hard game, I get satisfaction from beating a commonly seen hard boss fight or a hard area of a video game. That satisfies me. So if I'm beating this game, I think that'd be satisfying. People are saying it's hard. I would say that's satisfying. Yeah, I've seen gameplay of this game. It looks hard. Like the bosses look hard. Like it's interesting.
Kind of faded away the instant the game actually came out.
Okay.
Once the game proved
it's hard. I thought
all that impressive. It was.
The helicopter boss. I saw that. I was like, that's ridiculous.
Kind of proves my point.
That looks hard.
When I talk about my criticisms of FromSoft as a company, they really absolutely cannot deviate from the Souls formula whatsoever.
What's wrong, Harmon? What is wrong with have you never heard the term? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what went wrong with Breath of the Wild. They changed a formula, and then Zelda fans were like, I know I have some Zelda fans in the chat. Zelda fans were like, nah, bro. I mean, it's a fine open world game. It's whatever, but nah, we want old Zelda back. Am I right? Like, it's ridiculous. Like, why would you change something that's worked for years and years? That's why, imagine if in the next Mario Kart, instead of having all these cool tracks, they changed it to a circle. Like, all the tracks are just you going in a circle. Okay, here's a better example. How about what the next Mario Kart copied Forza Horizon 5 and just had a giant open world? And I mean, I don't think that would work with Mario Kart. Maybe it will. I would have to see, but I don't think that would work. I think the appeal of Mario Kart is going into a race with friends and with these wacky power-ups. And the appeal of Forza is racing. Is just racing, going to a track and racing, in a regular race that you would think of. So why would they change that to that? It's dumb. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, bro. Okay, that was a dumb example. I'm not good at making examples, by the way, so get used to this. Okay. We're already 6 minutes in, and we're 3 hours in the stream, bro.
The only reason this got as much publicity as it did was because it was a
Okay, oh yeah, by the way, guys.
And because
by the way, if this stream stops randomly, I don't know what's going on because I had a stream earlier a couple minutes ago and it stopped randomly. I didn't press anything. So if the stream stops randomly, I'm going to go into the comment section and post a link to the new stream. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. It was being weird, so. But hopefully it doesn't stop and I don't have to do that. But yeah, I just wanted to say that. So if you want to continue our journey, it would be in there.
People were getting burned out on Souls games. Armored Core 6 was never going to be successful. It was never going to be popular. It was never going to bring Mecha back. You know,
Mecha
no
back.
How much Jeff Keighley tried to shill it, despite
Jeff Keighley.
Armored Core 4.
He hates Jeff, bro. He sent death threats his way, bro. He hates Jeff Keighley, bro. Like, don't mention his name around Harmon, bro. He's gonna go into a blood rage and start, like, grabbing guns and stuff. And he's gonna go find Jeff Keighley, bro. Oh, crap. This stream's gonna get taken down. I shouldn't have said that. Crap. Oops. I guess I'm done. I'm joking, but yeah. Armored Core 4. I want to play the Armored Core series, but yeah.
Back when it came out in 2008, you know, in spite of this game's failure.
Yeah, 3 million is a failure apparently now.
Really interesting seeing people try and pass this game off as a success, or that it spells good things for FromSoft. It really does.
I think it does. I mean, I heard it was fine. Not fine. I heard it was pretty good. I think it's a good game from what I've seen. Haven't played it, but from what I've seen and heard, it looks like a good game. Yeah. What does he know about a successful metric, bro? I don't. Oh, okay. Here's how he figures it out. He has compares it to a Nintendo game that's similar, but since there's no Nintendo game similar to Armored Core, it's a failure. Okay. Yeah.
Doesn't. This is, I think, a kind of a sign that we are nearing the beginning of the end. Nobody.
The beginning of the end, guys.
From FromSoft, other
than what, Harmon?
Souls.
No. Did you not play Elden Ring? Oh wait, no. He hates Elden Ring. No, people want to see stuff other okay. If I'm playing a Souls game, I'm not gonna go to Nintendo. I'm gonna go to FromSoft. Okay? Let me break it down for you. Okay? Let me make it basic so this man child can understand. Okay? Let me break it down. Okay? If I want to play Soul game, I play FromSoft game if I want best experience. I don't play Breath of Wild because Breath of Wild don't have FromSoft Soul gameplay. Okay. And also, if ain't broke, don't fix. This is a basic knowledge, bro. This is basic knowledge. And Buddy doesn't understand it because Nintendo changed Zelda, so, bro. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And there will come a time where people burn out on that as well.
I don't think so, but okay.
I made a promise to my daughter that I would get my college degree.
Don't look, cover your eyes. Okay.
Does anyone even remember Exoprimal?
Exoprimal? Okay, I have a story about Exoprimal. Okay? Okay, children, gather around the campfire. When it first came out, I think it launched with Game Pass, yeah. I installed it. Okay? I installed Exoprimal, and it was. I thought it was like a single player, like a single player game with multiplayer elements. I didn't know it was completely multiplayer. So I play it, and I'm like, what is this? Why am I in a multiplayer game? I thought I was playing the single player. But yeah, it was fine what I played. I'm not a yeah, I highly doubt. I bet he like just read one bad review of a game and then was just like, "Oh, it's bad." That's his investigation. But Exo Primal was fine if you like multiplayer. I'm not a big fan of multiplayer games, honestly. But it was good from what I played. It was fine. It wasn't the most groundbreaking thing you'll ever play, but it was fine. Like, I wouldn't play it again, but it was fine. I mean, if I got some friends with me, I would play it. It's another mech game, similar to Armor Core. So that's probably why he doesn't like it, because it has mechs. That's probably what happened. It has mechs. He's like, oh crap, this game sucks. There's mechs in it. Armor Core 6 intensifies.
This is such an interesting release to me because when it was first shown off, people were getting excited because, of course, like, oh, it's Capcom. It has dinosaurs. This must be the new Dino Crisis thing. Ooh,
I thought it was good.
I love old IPs from PlayStation that nobody else cares about.
Oh my gosh. I just want to, like, I wish there was a power to put my hand through the screen and just, like, beat the crap out of it. No, YouTube, this was a joke. YouTube, this was a joke. It was a joke. It was not a threat. I was joking. Okay. But, like, he is, he's such an idiot. God help me, please. He's such an idiot. I can't. I'll bet. Okay. But people Okay. Before I blow a fuse, I'm gonna tell y'all that the the reason why I think PlayStation has fallen off is because the only original old IP they use now is like God of War and Ratchet and Clank. That's it. That's why PlayStation fell off, because they're not using their old IP. They're not using their old IP. That's why a lot of people think they fell off. And also, I mean, it's another whole can of worms on why they fell off. But they're not using their old IP, okay? That's their downfall, Harmon. Harmon thinks that the reason why PlayStation is like, people are like, wait a minute, hold on, what's going on? Is because PlayStation uses old IP. They only use like 2 IP that is technically old, and I consider old like PlayStation 2. Like, I don't think he understands. And people like old things, okay? I don't know why Harmon thinks everything has to be new. Like, people like old games. That's why a lot of them got into PlayStation and stuff like that. Gosh, dang it.
I know people who just
obsess
about these mediocre IPs because they just...
Well, what's wrong with that? Okay, what's wrong with having fun with a game, Harmon? And besides, it's only your opinion what's mediocre, okay? You think any game that isn't Nintendo is mediocre. Yeah. Like, your opinion is no more valid than mine, okay? It's no more valid than mine or anyone else's. So, like, going around calling people's, like, IPs that they enjoy playing, like, trash, that is not, you do not have a right to tell them that. That's not your right. I mean, you can tell them that. It's a free country, but, like, you can't be like, oh, you're playing that crappy game again? They like it. You know, a pet peeve of mine is when I'm like, oh, I like this game. And I'll probably talk about this because I do know a certain game that I like is on this list. And if you guys know who I am and you know me, you know what game that is. But like it's a pet peeve of mine when I'm like, oh, I like this game, and then someone's like, your opinion sucks. That game is garbage, and I'm like, bro, shut your face up, boy. Like, seriously, who are you? What right do you have to tell me that a game I like is garbage? Okay. That's what I'm saying. So you do not have a right to tell people that their IPs that they like are mediocre.
Nothing else to play. Right? What it all comes down to is that third parties, you know, the companies that make up the backbone of PlayStation and Xbox development, the companies that have neglected and ignored Nintendo for the past...
They're not neglecting Nintendo. They can't put their games on Nintendo. That's why they neglect them. It's because they can't put their games on Nintendo. Is he an idiot? Like, please. Someone give this man some help. I might donate to him to tell him to go to a mental hospital. Hey, Jakey, welcome. Yeah. Welcome to the stream. But, this guy, bro. I'm about to... The reason why they're not putting their games on Nintendo, you buffoon, is that it can't run on Nintendo Switch. Can you believe that? The reason why is because it can't go on Nintendo Switch. Oh, Exo Primal. We're on Exo Primal. That game. It was whatever for me. I thought it was good. But like, that's why third parties like ignore Nintendo. Look at Mortal Kombat 1, bro, on Nintendo Switch. It was a meme that game looked like garbage. It was a bloody meme that game looked like garbage. Okay? That's why third parties don't put their games on Switch. They try. Look at Hogwarts Legacy. It took them almost a year to put that on Switch. And then it still looked like garbage. I'm about it. I might skip this Exo Primal part because we want the juicy stuff, guys. I'm only here to give you the good content, okay? I try my best. So, okay, I'm gonna skip this because this is boring.
Leads to, like, relatively positive things from the partners right now.
Okay.
And they desperately need to promote Monster Hunter Wilds. Dragon's Dogma.
Oh.
Right.
Dragon's Dogma is good. I mean, I haven't finished it. I have it on my PC, but it's good from what I played. Dragon's Dogma. I need to play more of it. I'm interested in the sequel. I wonder if that's gonna be good. Alrighty. Let's continue.
Those are some of the only games that anybody is really
I mean,
forward to.
If I give Exo Primal one thing, it has great set pieces. Like killing a giant T-Rex with my gun was the best thing I've ever experienced. I hope I want to see him say something about Dragon's Dogma 2. I can't wait for it to be in the Luigi's next year. Oh yeah, this is a yearly thing now. Yeah, if I'm still around by 2024, which YouTube may kill my channel for this, because yeah, in Minecraft, I want to punch Harmon Smith in Minecraft. But if I'm still around, this is gonna be a yearly tradition where every time he uploads the Luigi's, we're gonna live stream it, and we're gonna, yeah, okay, let's continue this.
And the fact that like bombs like this come out all the
okay,
time,
don't care,
studio, and nobody wants to talk about it, is a really
that's
strong
true.
indication of just how
we'll
precarious
see.
position
We'll see how good Dragon's Dogma is
right now. Ever since
oh, come on, bro. My headphone came out of my ear. No. He did not just put Pizza Tower on here, bro. No. Okay, I'm gonna keep it a buck here. I haven't played Pizza Tower, but this game looks like great. One of the best indie games I've ever seen. Yeah. Why does he hate Pizza Tower? This game is literally Wario Land! But, like, inspired Wario Land. And he was in his server. I'm in his Discord server. In his Discord server, he was arguing... No, it wasn't him. It was another Nintendo fanboy arguing with someone over Pizza Tower. Oh my gosh. If it gets worse, my head is already like throbbing at this point. Okay, let's just continue. Let's just power through to the end, guys.
A bunch of classic 90s JRPGs with Undertale. It feels like every
he will call it that, I think,
in the industry has been trying to replicate that phenomenon. Completely unaware that Toby is only popular because of his legacy as working at Homestuck and, you know, what that fan base...
No, Toby got popular because of Undertale. That's what I thought. I never heard of that kid until Undertale came out. I don't know why I'm calling him a kid. He's like 5 years older than me. Or he's like 10 years older than me, I think. But, like, he got popular because of Undertale. I don't know why he's saying it wasn't because of Undertale. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he also got popular because of ROM hacks. I mean, that's what happened with Undertale. Yeah, Wario Land. I want another Wario Land game, Nintendo. Nintendo, make that happen. Okay, I know you're watching this. Probably not, but make that happen. Give us a Wario Land sequel. But, yeah. I can't, bro.
It really had nothing to do with Undertale at all.
Yes, it did. Whatever.
But for a very brief period of time, people were really, really trying to convince you that Pizza Tower was a masterpiece. This blatant Wario Land clone.
There it is. He said it. Congratulations, guys. He said Wario Land clone. He said it, boys. He said it. He said the line. Oh my gosh. Harmon. Please. At least someone's actually making a Wario Land game, unlike Nintendo. Okay. I need to play that. I need to play this game. I'm gonna probably buy it. Not today, but I'm gonna buy it soon, I think, and I'm gonna play it. And yeah, because it looks fun. I need to play Wario Land as well, but this looks fun. Like just watching this background gameplay. Oh, I mean, no, it doesn't look fun. It's a Wario Land clone, so it's garbage. It's garbage because it's not Nintendo.
That failed to do anything unique or interesting or
Oh yeah, you failed to do anything unique and interesting while we're watching some of the most unique and interesting background footage of a platformer I've ever seen, bro. Like, bro. Buddy.
Move on the formula at all. It's just a copycat.
Oh yeah, just a copycat. It looks amazing. Well, if it's a copycat, it's a dang good one. It looks amazing.
The mighty number 9 of Wario Land games, right? And I know plenty of people who hype this game up as a gem. That it's one of the best games that came out this year. Like, people who legit were pushing it for Game of the Year. And
oh my gosh.
Here
we go, I'm making up stuff. But even then, I do know some people that love this game, and it was their Game of the Year, and that's great. This game looks fun. I'm gonna play it. I'm definitely gotta get my hands on it.
That was just ridiculous.
The mighty Wario number 9, yeah.
Like, have some real standards, guys. Play some real video games.
This is real video. Oh, let's see. Ooh, I think I might know which game this is. What game do you think this is, guys? What game do you think this is? I think I know. I think it's our friend, Baldur's Gate the Third, if I will. Let's see if I'm right. I think it's his favorite game of this year, Baldur's Gate 3. Oh, whoops. Goofy. My PC's being silly willy. Okay.
For whatever reason, Baldur's Gate 3...
There it is! Baldur's Gate 3, baby! Woo! There it is, ladies and gentlemen. There it is! There it is, bro. There it is, bro. Oh my gosh. Okay. Baldur's Gate 3. Let me talk about this game, okay? I got it a couple of weeks ago. I didn't play it because I was busy playing other games, and I played it yesterday for the first time. And you know, okay, I have like this sense like that game is gonna be good. Like I can feel it, and I felt this game is gonna be good. So I need to play it more. I'm gonna play it probably after the stream. Yeah, only the first 2 games. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of turn-based combat myself, and when I played this game, I was playing turn-based, and I liked it. I was enjoying it. It's my favorite kind of turn-based combat, where it's strategy over, like there. I don't like the one where they all are in a line, you know, where they're all in a line, and whatever. Like, there's actually some strategy to BG3s in my opinion, but... Besides, my favorite, though, a combat that can never be topped, in my opinion, is KOTOR's combat. Knights of the Old Republic's combat. That cannot be topped by anybody. Like... Oh, yeah, probably. Well, Larian did say... they did say there are no, we will not say no. So, they did not say no, alright. You could choose, like, different, how do I say this without getting killed by YouTube? The different straws. There's, the straw that's... Okay, I'm gonna stop. This is uncomfortable. Okay. But they literally said no. I could choose whatever size I wanted. Reminds me of Cyberpunk. Yeah. Okay, let's continue though. Let's see why this is the worst game, or one of the worst games of this year, guys. Larian, a great job of Baldur's Gate 3. The only complaint I have of it right now, to be fair, I haven't really played much of it. The only complaint I have right now is that the graphics are fairly inconsistent. But that might be because I'm playing on a Series S. But that's my only complaint. Like, sometimes it's, like, inconsistent to where it's noticeable. But that might be my fault. I might have to figure out how to fix that. But, yeah, besides that. And graphics aren't anything. I don't really even care that much about graphics. So, like, the game is fun so far. And take it from me, I don't really like turn-based combat. It's my least favorite. So, yeah. Alrighty, let's continue. Let's see why Baldur's Gate 3 is. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I would never watch a game like this. It would be boring. But yeah. Yeah, he doesn't like it because it's non-Nintendo.
He has spawned an audience that is completely delusional about its success.
Okay.
These people think this is one of the best games of the year.
It is, though. It's one of the best games of the year. Whether you think it's the best game of the year, that's your opinion. But it is one of the best games of the year. I can already tell. I can feel it in the energy that it just gives off. I feel like a psychic. I'm a game psychic. I feel its energy. But it's definitely one of the best games of this year, I think. And besides, it doesn't even matter what we think. Like, it was one of the most successful games of this year, if not the most successful game. So it doesn't even matter if we like it or not. It's objectively like one of the best games of this year because of like just sales. Like, forget the gameplay, story, whatever, but sales alone proved, and public reception proved that it was one of the best games of this year. So he's coping. Yeah, it's not on his tablet.
That it has all these innovative, amazing gameplay elements, that it's some spectacular thing, but
okay.
In actuality, it's a niche product that nobody...
A niche product?
Side of,
okay, what?
Core D&D demographic really knows anything or cares about.
I'm not a core D&D graphic person. I don't even play D&D at all. And I know this game. So, what is he talking about? Yeah. What is he talking about? No one outside of the D&D community knows of this game. That is like a plain lie. That is a lie. So, whatever. Okay. Lie number 50 billion, if you're keeping count.
The fact this game could win the Game of the Year.
Oh, here we go. It's all about Game of the Year. We know why it's on here. Tears of the Kingdom lost. Tears of the Kingdom lost Game of the Year to this trash. Mario Wonder got snubbed to this trash. Like, get a grip, bro. Bro, if he would learn that literally it's a stupid game show, award show. It literally is only made so Jeff Keighley can get money. Jeff Keighley, the only people that care about it are Jeff Keighley because his pockets are gonna be stuffed after each award show. The only reason I watched it is to see you cry, Harmon. I'm gonna be honest. I wanted to see BG3 like kick Tears of the Kingdom's butt. That was the most satisfying thing ever. Like seeing Tears of the Kingdom lose was the most satisfying thing I've ever seen. Like, I'm not even joking you right now. That was the best part of the Game Awards. Yeah. Yeah, there's dice rolling in. I'm lucky. I've only failed. I rolled like I think like probably like 7, 8 times, and I've only failed like twice. I'm like so lucky. But yeah, okay. Like I said though, like if Harmon would learn that the game awards don't matter, his life would be instantly better. I'm just saying. But then again, we wouldn't hear about the salt. We wouldn't get the salt that we're getting now, so. Yeah.
Get like no.
All my Zelda fans, tell Jakey how good Tears of the Kingdom is. Tell him how good it is, chat. Tell him how good it is.
I hate the discussion at all. What ended up happening instead is that people just made fun of Starfield, Harry Potter, Zelda, and Spider-Man instead, right?
Oh no, they made fun of other games. Like, who cares what they think, man? Just don't worry about it. Honestly, though, the people that compare BG3 to all those games are, like, cringe. They're the cringiest people. The only game that's anything like BG3 is Starfield, and they're, like, couldn't be miles apart. Because Starfield is an action RPG in space, and... you know what, I'm not even going to get into that, bro.
The discussion regarding this product never had anything to do with itself, right? It never really stood on its own feet. When it got a 96 on Metacritic, all anybody could do was just brag about how it was better than Zelda.
No one... I just want to cry. Who is bragging that this game is better than Zelda? Where are these people, Harmon? Where are these people? Like, if there's people like that, they're morons. They are idiots. You can't compare two totally different games. Whoever does that's an idiot. It needs to be called out. But you know why no one has done that? It's because it doesn't exist. He's making stuff up. This is what he does all the time. He does this all the time. Yeah, definitely. He makes up this stuff all the time. He says, well, they were saying that. Yeah, these guys are saying that BG3 is, like, better than Zelda. Why would they compare it to Zelda? That's so dumb. Also, it's my opinion if it's better than Zelda, or your opinion. So, whatever, but it's their opinion. Why are you freaking out about it? Like, that's my pet peeve, when people complain about other people's opinions. That boils my blood so much. So, like, again, here it is, the opinion. Like, who cares, bro? Who cares if people say that?
Like, all they could do was just compare it to other games.
Yeah, it is.
In reality, I've never heard anyone describe the experience of playing Baldur's Gate 3. I've never heard...
What? Describe the experience of playing Baldur's Gate 3. What does that even mean? Well, you're probably... I know Harmon's friends, bro. I'm in his server. I know his friends. I know the people he hangs out with. The reason why you don't hear that is because none of them play Baldur's Gate 3. None of them play... none of them play Baldur's Gate 3. So, of course, you're not going to hear anyone say, well, Baldur's Gate 3 is like... Yeah, exactly. Point and click game that you can mess around with a bear. I can't wait to do that. That's, YouTube, that was a joke. YouTube, that was a joke. I was just kidding. Haha, we all had a blast there, didn't we, chat? That was so funny. But... Yeah, the combat requires strategy. It's called a real-time strategy game as well. It's like an RTS mixed with a, RPG. Well, okay, technically that is an RPG, but it reminds me of an RTS a lot as well. But yeah, like, we can describe the experience. I mean, I don't know what this is. This the hill he's gonna die on? Yeah, it's because Larian said they weren't saying no. So if you wanna be a okay, I'm not gonna go into that. YouTube's gonna kill me.
Anyone do a good job explaining what makes the game compelling.
Yeah,
right. Everything
the game is compelling because of like the characters, and so far the story is pretty good from what I played. But the characters are cool. It reminds me of It reminds me of KOTOR 2 a lot, with the characters being like the best part. So I can't wait to dive in more to BG3 though. I can smell a good game from a mile away.
Game is all out. If anything,
it's
this
not
reminds me a lot of Skyrim.
Oh my gosh. At least you were closer with that Skyrim comparison, but no, this is not a Web's approved comparison. This is not a Web's approved comparison. I wouldn't even compare BG3 to BG2. I wouldn't even compare it to 2 or 1, because those were made by different people. Like, and it's got Fallout New Vegas. That's in a whole different setting entirely. Oh my gosh. Bro. What are these comparisons? The only thing they have in common are they are RPGs. That's it. And they're not even the same type of RPG either. Like, bro. This kid, bro. This man, this adult man that I don't even know if he has. Hopefully he doesn't have children. Is he married, chat? Is he married? Please say he's not married. Please. Oh, they do. Oh, that's. Yeah, I like elves. Elves are my favorite thing in fiction. I like elves. I think I'm reading I'm watching the Lord of the Rings, or I was watching Lord of the Rings, and elves are like one of the most interesting things in that books and movies. But yeah. Yeah, Skyrim and Fallout New Vegas are great games, in my opinion. Gotta put an asterisk right there. My opinion. Well, I haven't played Fallout New Vegas. I am gonna play it in April for the Fallout show. I'm gonna play Fallout New Vegas in April, but I heard it's good, so like, but like, these are different games entirely. Both games are pretty good, but these are bro.
Right. Mid-Western RPGs that were.
You hear that, guys? Let me replay that for you guys. Let me replay that for you.
If anything, this reminds me a lot of Skyrim. Or Fallout New Vegas, right? Mid-Western RPGs that were.
Mid-Western RPGs. What is his fixation with? What is what does he have against the West? Like, he's using that as a insult. Like, oh, it's a Western RPG. What? He's using that as an insult. What does that mean? Like, chat, what does that mean? I don't even know what that means, bro. Yeah, weedism. Yeah, that's definitely what it is. Anything that's not Japanese is obviously garbage. Like, what? Yeah, Doom. Yeah, him playing it 720p 30 FPS on his Switch. I'm honestly impressed that they got it working on Switch. I'm impressed that they did that. I mean, props to whoever ported it to Switch. That's impressive. But, like, besides that, like, what the heck? Like,
or pushed to the forefront at the time because there was really nothing else like them on the market. And I think that's what this all boils down to. There is no competition.
No competition with what? What? What does he mean there is no competition? What is it competing against? You didn't... Competition against Nintendo? Let's name all the RPGs Nintendo has made. Like, they made, not Switch exclusives. Let's see, Mario RPG. Well, technically, Nintendo didn't make that. Square Enix made that. Okay, so we can actually take that off if we want to, but I won't. Basically a bunch of Paper Mario games and Mario and Luigi. And I'm not saying those games are bad. Oh, Fire Emblem. Yeah, there's Fire Emblem. Okay, I'm not, like, the Paper Mario franchise, like, rip Mario and Luigi, honestly. Like, those games were good. I did play a little bit of them. They were pretty good. Rip Mario and Luigi. But, Paper Mario and Fire Emblem. Would Xenoblade count? Maybe Xenoblade. 3 RPGs. So is he comparing Baldur's Gate 3 to Paper Mario, Xenoblade, and Fire Emblem? Yeah, Pretendos. Like, what the heck? What is this logic? He doesn't like Xenoblade. Yeah, okay.
It was so weird to me.
Okay, what's this game?
Going into the Diablo 4 hype cycle.
Diablo 4. I don't have an opinion on this, really. Diablo 4. That's interesting. I need to play that. When it comes to Game Pass next year, I guess I'll play it. But I heard it was good, and then they had, like, or it was fine, and then they had some update that ruined the game or something like that. Diablo. Diablo 4 is... I don't have an opinion of that game. I don't know much about it. I didn't really care for Diablo. Oh, it sucked at launch as well? Oh, I'm capping, man. I'm talking on my butt. I'm capping so hard for Diablo 4, guys. I thought... I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to think about this game, honestly. But let's listen to what Harmon says about Diablo 4.
Michael, just how much enthusiasm there was for it.
Mm-hmm.
This is,
yeah, there was enthusiasm from what I remember.
After Diablo 3, and the one that immediately followed
Diablo.
Insanely controversial Diablo Immortal. And the narrative going into this was that this is going to fix all the problems that Blizzard has had over the past couple of years. This is going to be
Blizzard's problems.
Game.
Oh,
it's not going to be always.
Oh yeah, guys! I'll let this play in the background because I don't care. Bobby Kotick was not fired, but he retired or left. Definitely.
I personally saw
Phil Spencer didn't fire his butt. Definitely 100%. So he's gone. So
some people, but the majority of the
he's gone. So that's nice. Now the president of Xbox won't have to worry about getting harassed. In Minecraft,
the glory days of Diablo 2 are over. They're long gone. They are not coming back. And Blizzard has not been able to retain the audience in any meaningful way. And as a result of that, more and more we're seeing the audience reject what Blizzard is putting out. Not just with Diablo, but with other, like, forced AstroTurf things. Stuff like Overwatch, stuff like...
I'm gonna eat this goldfish.
Stuff like...
I guess some more time.
All this stuff that was objectively
so boring.
terrible, but was pushed to the forefront because Blizzard had such a dedicated following that was just obsessed.
Yeah, I need to play Diablo.
The only relevant PC gaming studio for a very...
irrelevant PC game studio. Blizzard. Did you just call Blizzard an irrelevant PC game studio? Are you kidding me? Did you just call the biggest studio in gaming, irrelevant PC studio. Like, what the heck? Like, say what you will about, like, Call of Duty and all that, but it's not irrelevant. Yeah, like, all I've heard from Harmon, all I heard from Harmon is public reception is all he talks about. He doesn't talk about gameplay or anything. Like, oh yeah, maybe I misheard. Yeah, my bad, maybe I did. I don't really care for Harmon or Diablo 4. I care about Harmon Smith as much as I care about Diablo. GTA 6 isn't coming to PC. Oh, yeah. It's not coming to Switch either, so I don't know why he's talking. So.
Blizzard was never a good developer, and I will be
Did he just say Blizzard was never a good developer, chat? Did he just say that? He Did he just say Blizzard was never a good developer? That is like the biggest cap I have ever heard. Have you heard of a little game called Crash Bandicoot or Spyro the Dragon? Little games like that. World of Warcraft, Harmon. Have you heard of World of Warcraft? Gosh dang. Gosh dang, Harmon. You're killing me.
very good.
I'm stress eating because of Harmon Smith. I'm going to be as fat as Harmon Smith is.
One of the more baffling things to come from this year's Game Awards.
Cyberpunk? What's Cyberpunk doing in here? That game's like 5 years old. No, it's 3 years old. That game is like 3 to 4 years old. Harmon, what are we doing here? How old is Cyberpunk, actually? Yeah, I know the expansion. I know that's what you're talking about, but how old is Cyberpunk? How long did it take for them to actually fix the game and make it playable? Three years. So I was right. Score 1 for me. 0 Harmon Smith. Alrighty, but okay.
And my personal reason why
I did think though that it was weird that Cyberpunk won best. What was it? It got nominated. I don't know if it won or got nominated for best community support, or was it best ongoing game. That was weird. Like, so apparently you can release just a bunch of bug fixes and one expansion, and that counts as like a live service game apparently. Okay. I can't wait for like Elden Ring and Starfield and what's another one getting an expansion? Isn't it maybe BG3? I can't wait for all 3 of those games to come back as categories, and God of War apparently. So, like anything, I can't wait for Skyrim to be in there again. Minecraft, where's Minecraft? Minecraft wasn't even there. Yeah, but like they didn't add content. They were just bug fixing the whole time. Like, they were bug fixing and then they released one expansion. So, like, where's Minecraft? Like, Minecraft should have been on there, too, if we're going by their logic. Minecraft should have been on there. Because they release a big update, like, every year. But, yeah. So, let's continue and listen to Harmon Smith
will
talk
no
about
longer
Cyberpunk.
be supporting.
By the way, I have not played Cyberpunk either. I plan on playing it sometime, though.
them going forward was the blatant and irresponsible shilling for CD Projekt Red and Cyberpunk 2077.
Shilling? What's shilling? They talked about Cyberpunk 2 times the whole show.
This game was always supposed to be the next big thing. It was supposed to be the game that would kick off the next generation. It was supposed to be the next BioWare, the next Bethesda. It was supposed to usher in a new...
Well, yeah, and the reason why it didn't, or it wasn't successful, is because... the reason why it wasn't successful is because they overdid it, and then, the infamous crunch time that Cyberpunk had. There's a whole video on the troubled development of Cyberpunk. They overpromised and they just couldn't hit anything. And it was buggy, broken, and yeah. So it wasn't because it's whatever. It was a bad game. It was because it was buggy. And I don't know if the game is good. I can't speak on that. But, whatever. I can't talk, so.
Age of Western video game open world RPGs. This was supposed to be a big deal. And this game was a complete and total failure. We are still in...
Was it a failure, though? I don't know. Disappointment, maybe, but failure is a whole nother word, Harmon. I don't know. I can't speak on it. I've never played it. But was it a failure at launch? I don't think it was. But, maybe I'm talking about my butt here.
In this weird period where CD Projekt Red is struggling to regain their credibility, trying to fix the game, trying to get people to like it, and it just...
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with fixing a game? Yeah. What's wrong with fixing a game that was broken? I don't get what the big deal is. What's wrong with that? Okay. For example, Battlefront 2 2017 was horrendous at launch. But then it got better, and I enjoy that game now. I mean, yeah, launch, it was bad. But then it got better, and I appreciate it now. But back then, I was about to sell that game until they updated it, and they started updating it, and I was like, okay, I'll stick around. Okay. I don't know what's going on. Oh, The Witcher. That's weird. I don't know why you're going to hate The Witcher. Because it came out on Switch. It was a Switch port for 3. But whatever. I don't know what Harmon Smithy boy is smoking. I want it.
Just isn't panning out very well. Nobody really cares. They released a DLC expansion this year, and nobody bought or played it. It's...
What in the world? People bought the game and played it. After the 2.0 patch, people played the game, people bought the game, and then the DLC, when the DLC was announced at that Xbox showcase way back when, or when the trailer came out, I think I don't remember, but I assume that sales rose for Cyberpunk. And so, what is he smoking? Yeah, definitely.
Honestly,
but people played the DLC.
But what's worse about this is just how much the gaming media is trying to convince us that this is a fixed product. That CD...
Okay. I still have seen bugs. To be fair, there is still bugs. But that doesn't mean it's completely broken. There's a difference between a couple bugs that are a bit goofy and completely broken. Okay? So, it's fixed. from what I've seen. It's fixed, for the most part. There are still bugs, but of course. Like, it's fixed for the most part, from what I've seen. Am I right? I haven't played it, so... Probably. It probably does. I am gonna pick up Cyberpunk at some point. I need to stop buying RPGs, chat. I need to stop buying RPGs. I'm never gonna finish a game ever again. Ah! I dropped the goldfish, guys. L in the comments.
Project Red has come back and saved the game from irrelevancy. That is never, ever going to happen.
Okay.
I gave an
Oh, a Nintendo game. I wonder why. Okay, real talk. He only put a Nintendo game in here so he can refute arguments that he's not a fanboy. Okay. Okay. He only put a Nintendo game on here to not seem like a fanboy. Let's get one thing straight. We all know that's why a Nintendo game is on here. You know what I mean? That's the only reason why it's on here. And it's Pikmin 4, by the way.
Extremely negative review.
There it is.
Pikmin 4 when it first came out. And after going back...
And fun fact, the only reason why he doesn't like this game is because Arlo likes it, so I have to hate it now. And Arlo is like, I think, I don't know if you guys know, but he's that puppet guy. He's that guy with the blue puppet. Kind of looks like a mix between like Oscar and like Cookie Monster. Yeah, Arlo. Hold on. Let me see if I can find him real quick. Please don't kill my stream. Let's go. This guy right here. Yeah, the Muppet YouTuber. Yeah, the Muppet YouTuber. Oh, beep. That was weird. I'm watching my live stream on my phone, by the way. That's why that's there.
Back and playing
But yeah. Yeah. He's like that Muppet YouTuber guy. He has beef with Arlo for some reason. Yeah. He has beef with Arlo. I don't know why. But it's pretty goofy. And yeah.
Pikmin 1 and Pikmin 3 again, especially Pikmin 3. I've really come to appreciate just how much better...
Yeah, I also don't care for Pikmin. So, I have no say.
Better those games actually are than this nonsense. There is no strategy. There is no depth. There are creative aspects to the game, but they don't mesh very well. This is such an underwhelming entry to the series that I honestly am not optimistic about the future of the franchise going forward. This was a huge disappointment.
Again, he's only saying that because I don't... Like, guys, I didn't not put Nintendo games on here. I put a Nintendo game on here, guys. Like, guys, I'm not biased. I'm not a fanboy, guys. Do you guys believe me? Do you guys believe me? I'm not a fanboy. I put a Nintendo game on here. Guys, like... Bro, shut up.
I've always been a very big fan of the original Octopath Traveler.
You put Octopath Traveler 2 on here? Yeah. His video on the Nintendo franchise is the shortest. Also, Octopath is not Nintendo. It's Square, I think. By the way. But I heard Octopath Traveler 2 was good. But then again, maybe I don't know. Yeah, I barely said anything about Pikmin. Yeah. I'm gonna let this play
the
because I have
last gasp
no clue.
of relevancy from old Squaresoft. It felt like a bunch of people who grew up playing classic Squaresoft RPGs finally came together and put out something really unique and special that harkened back to games like Final Fantasy VI, right? Octopath Traveler was a very, very great breath of fresh air from the company, and a big part of that was how unique the game was. Its unique low fantasy setting, its focus on turn-based combat, and its unique 8-character system, each with their own unique storylines that all have radically different tones and just go.
It sounds like BG3. It sounds exact. You're just describing BG3, except for the 8 player combat. You're literally describing BG3, my guy.
Showcase the world from different perspectives. It really made the world feel alive and lived in spite of its low budget.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw the sequel was coming out, I was disappointed right off the bat. Right?
Oh,
it looked to be a complete rehash. It looked like what people were saying that Tears of the Kingdom was going to end up being like.
Well, turns out Tears of the Kingdom was a rehash. Tears of the Kingdom is a rehash, Harmon Smithy boy.
This looked terrible. And although eventually I decided to try the game because they put a great emphasis on emphasizing that, like, oh, the characters are going to be way different. Like, each class is going to have a way different storyline than they did in the original. Right? The game's going to be different. Like, actually playing the game, you're experienced with worse sprite work, worse music, worse story.
Worse? What? Worse? Worse? This game is like beautiful. This game is beautiful. Like, worse. I wonder what the old game looks like then. If this is worse.
Storylines that are filled with plot holes, even in like the first chapter of the game.
Plot holes.
Less likable characters, less memorable situations. And
I need to play this
it all
game.
just erupts into this situation where it feels like the game is unfinished. And to a certain extent, I felt the same way about Triangle Strategy, which I liked a lot more than this. But, like, it really does feel as if Square Enix is simply not capable of producing games like this anymore. It feels more and more that this game
they left Nintendo.
Didn't get the time and attention it deserved to really work. And I think that's what's really frustrating about this, is that at its core, this game should be great. This game should have been able to follow up on the original and do something unique and interesting, but it didn't. It completely failed at that. As a fan of these games, I will tell you, I consider Triangle Strategy to be the real sequel to Octopath Traveler. It has the same kind of vibe to it. It's a throwback to classic strategy RPGs like Final Fantasy Tactics and Ogre Battle. This
you can have his opinion. I don't really care.
A worse version of Octopath Traveler.
If he respects mine, I know. Like, I want to respect his opinions, but he makes it so hard because he will not respect mine, and I know that for a fact. We're about to see in a couple seconds.
Whose primary appeal is for people who are looking for unique, fresh JRPG experiences. This game, I feel, has no audience.
Has no audience, guys.
Starfield!
Starfield! Starfield! The boogeyman! Not Starfield! No! I'm shaking my laptop. No! Yeah, I'm getting him! Get ready! Get ready! Okay, calm down, chat. Calm down. It's Starfield. Uh-oh. I said the name of the controversial game, guys. Uh-oh. Everybody calm down. I'm gonna level with y'all. Starfield is one of the best games released this year. Yeah, I said it. I said it. I'm not taking that back. Okay. Top 3 games this year. Baldur's Gate, Starfield, and I don't know, another game. Let's say Armored Core. I didn't really play many new games this year. No, Hi-Fi Rush. I love Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush was good. Top 3 games of this year. Fight me. I will fight all of you. Okay, now that my persona is worn off. Okay, let's see. Let's see why my opinions are invalid, okay? Okay? Let's see.
I remember when people were giving me flack for saying this game was going to be a failure and a disappointment.
It's not a failure. Okay, for some reason, 13 million players is a failure. Okay? Guys. 13 million is a failure. 13 million is a failure, guys. Let me sink that in right now. Sink that in your skulls. 13 million players are failing. Now that's not 13 million sales. Now. Okay. Let's be real. Let's be reasonable here. That's not 13 sales. Okay. That's not 13 million sales. But Starfield in physical sales last year. This is people that bought the game. Not last year. September. Was top of the list. It was top of the list of September, but no, it is a failure. Okay, why is it a failure? J.J. Abrams lookalike.
And now, seeing just how quickly it's dropped off, how nobody really cares about it.
Oh yeah, no one cares about it. Literally, yesterday, the reviews for it on Steam just plummeted because Bethesda for some reason likes responding to reviews. Okay, if you're a developer, don't respond to negative reviews. I'm saying this as a friend. I'm saying this as a protector. Don't respond to negative reviews. If you're going to develop games, you're gonna get ratioed to death, guys. Don't do it. Death in Minecraft. You're gonna get ratioed. So don't do that. Trust me. Okay, so Harmon, tell me why this game is garbage. Okay, you're telling me, okay, fell off. Okay, you're not wrong. You're not completely wrong. I'll give you that. You're not completely wrong. Okay, so tell me why. Why did it fall off, Harmon? Give me specifics.
People who gave it middling scores are saying it's even worse.
Okay.
Now
how can a game... What? How can a game get worse than it... No, that makes no sense. Harmon, makes sense. This makes no sense. How can a game... Okay, let me tell you what they've added since launch, okay? Let me tell you what they've added since launch. They've added, of course, bug fixes. They added DLSS support. So if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, you can play with DLSS. Now, it is in beta, but... It's whatever. You still have DLSS support, okay? And that wasn't even supposed to be in the game. They weren't supposed to do that. They're bug fixes, and literally a couple weeks ago, they gave a syllabus of stuff they are going to add next year. They're going to make the maps 10 times better. They're going to add rovers. They're going to make the game run better. They're going to add DLSR 3 support. They're going to finally make the DLC. And there might be more DLC coming in the future. So Harmon, that makes no sense. Why would reviewers say it's worse now than it was at launch when... Like, that makes absolutely no sense. Unless they pulled a Diablo. Unless they pulled a Diablo and added an update that was actual garbage. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on. Make sense, Harmon. Make sense, okay? That's all I asked. Make sense. That makes no sense. Say something that makes sense, Harmon. Come on.
Played it more and more. Now that, Bethesda's Marketing budget has run out. Now that the
marketing budget? What? What does that have anything to do with the game, son? Come on, you haven't even told me something that is wrong with this game. Why is this game bad, Harmon? Why is this game bad? I can give you reasons why it could be bad. And I like the game. This is someone coming from someone who likes the game, and I can make a video telling you why the game is bad. You know why? Because I actually played it. I have over 100 hours in that game, and I can tell you why someone could see it as bad. And so, but why is it bad? All you're telling me is reviewers don't like it, and it went from like a player count on Steam to a lower player count, even though it's a single player RPG. Okay, why is it bad? Give me gameplay examples, okay, son? Okay.
Audience.
Marketing budget. Where did he pull that one out of?
What it feels like is that Bethesda's star has fallen, right?
Okay.
The company that rose to
That's
prominence
not necessarily
by releasing
false.
Skyrim, which a lot of people thought was a fresh, unique RPG.
I like Skyrim. Skyrim is like one of my favorite games of all time. I'm going to keep it above 50 here. I love Skyrim, but Bethesda is milking that crap to the ground, bro. Like, why? They added paid mods. I'm like, bruh, why? Why did they do that? Yeah, Skyrim is goated. Exactly. But of course, Harmon thinks it's bad, even though it's on Switch. It's literally on Switch. That's how I play it. I play Skyrim on Switch. But even with the paid mods, like, taking that out, the Skyrim is still goated. Like, say what you will about Starfield or whatever, but Starfield or Skyrim's still goated. If you want to hear my opinions of Starfield for any new people watching, I have an hour-long video going into that, so which is an actual review and not some the Steam player counts fell off, didn't get too many like, come on, Harmon, make actual arguments.
Released
come
a
on.
product
Come
that
on.
is so alien, so boring, so lifeless.
Alien, lifeless? Bro, where is he getting these, bro? Okay, let me explain why alien, okay? That makes no sense. How is it alienating? What? How is it alienating? It's a Bethesda RPG. It took elements from Skyrim and Fallout 4. How is it alienating? Like what? Okay, boring. So here's how I would say it's boring. The planets, I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, some of them can be like the goofiest, like, stupidest thing I've ever seen. But for the most part, I have fun, like, exploring stuff in Starfield. That's the only boring part. It's like when you're walking to a place that's far away, it takes forever. Thank God Bethesda's adding like some rovers or some crap. That's gonna fix that, hopefully. So that will fix that boring part. I can't wait to ride my motorcycle and run over people in Starfield, not in real life. In Starfield, I can't wait to do that. That's gonna be so fun and cost match genocide in Starfield. And okay, lifeless. I don't really see that, but I can see why people think it's lifeless. A lot of people think that because this game was overhyped, in all honesty. Like, I'm gonna keep it a buck here. A lot of things, like, a lot of misinformation went floating around here. And so when people played it, they were like, wait a minute. Hold on. This isn't Star Citizen? Like, okay, I'm gonna keep it a buck here, y'all. If you don't like Bethesda RPGs, do not play this game. If you don't like RPGs at all, don't play this game. Obviously, that should be a obvious one. But if you are looking for a space simulator, play No Man's Sky. That's a good game. Play it in VR. Get a VR headset and play Star Citizen. Or Starfield, not Star Citizen, not Starfield. No Man's Sky. Don't play Star Citizen, that's a scam. You'll lose all your money if you play Star Citizen, but I can understand why people don't like this game. It's not lifeless to me, but if you don't like this game, I can understand. Okay, it's not for everybody, I don't think. because, well, I say that, like, you got to realize that Bethesda that made Skyrim, okay, I don't know where I'm going with this, but just bear with me. Okay, Bethesda has changed a lot, for the better or for worse, because the last game they released was 76, and then the last single-player game was Fallout 4. Fallout 4 was one of the worst RPGs I've ever played. It was a good action game, though. But you gotta remember, Bethesda is on a low at this point. So Starfield was a passion project that they were making I think it was after Fallout 4 released. So, like, immediately after, they were, like, already drawing stuff for Starfield. So, it's not gonna be, like, I don't think it was ever meant to be peak. But whatever, that's just my opinion. The chat, I'm not even looking, bro. It's probably cancer in there. You guys probably causing some cancer in there, bro. In the chat, not in real life. But, you know, all I'm gonna say is don't play this game if you don't like Bethesda RPGs. It's not gonna change your mind. It's very much a Bethesda RPG. It's not gonna change your mind. It's whatever, okay? I'm gonna keep it a buck here. It's not gonna change your mind. If you're looking for a space simulator, don't play this game. You're gonna be disappointed. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. I think Harmon will probably say the same things. Okay.
That even the most hardcore of shills are having problems defending it.
Okay.
Right? When you look at everything this game does,
what does it do,
when you look
Harmon?
at its scope, when you look at how long it took to produce, when you look at like how this was, how hyped this was, even as early as like the beginning of this year, when you look at like just how many people threw this out there as a Game of the Year contender.
Oh my gosh, here we go. Like, going back to Game of the Year. Here we go. Going back to Game of the Year. It's all about Game of the Year. Everything Harmon says is Game of the Year, okay?
Really thought this game was going to be something special. Like, it's remarkable.
Okay, guys, chat. I'm going to look now. I'm scared. Please, don't be cancer. Okay, whatever. Not that bad, actually. Anyways, but I bought Skyrim physically for Christmas, and I have a Series S, so I need it in my collection. If it's good enough to be put in my physical collection, I don't know if you respect my opinion at all. You may be saying I'm talking out my butt cheeks right now, but I thought it was good. It's good enough to be bought physically and have in my collection, I think. I liked it. I've had tons of fun with it. I'm enjoying it a lot, okay? I would definitely say get it on sale. No game's worth $70. Or get it on Game Pass. Try it out if you can. Give it a shot. I'd recommend it. And if you don't like it, don't play Star Citizen because you'll never spend money ever again. I don't know why I said that, but okay.
Just how quickly this thing fell off once it came out. And this
the reason why it fell off, Harmon Smith, is because people overhyped it to the moon and back. Like, people thought this was gonna be the game of the generation. Any normal, sane person that has played this game and likes it will never say that. If you say that, you're an idiot. It is not game of the generation. No game released this year is game of the generation. Not even BG3, and everyone likes that game. Like, come on, bro. I do agree. The person actually, I know who said it. It's an Xbox fanboy that I actually have a video on. He's the one who said that. I'm like, you're an idiot. Now you're making people like me who like the game look like an idiot. Like, now you're painting people who like the game who are in the unpopular opinion. You're making us look like idiots for calling a game of the generation. No one calls it that. Yeah, that was ridiculous. But then again, there's Harmon Smith again strawmanning, saying that everyone's calling it game of the generation when only 1-2 people did that. Like, come on, Harmon. Come
this
on,
goes to show
Harmon.
you just how...
Also, again, never said anything about the gameplay. Come on, Harmon. Say something about the gameplay. Come on, man. Come on, man. Say something about the game.
Incapable.
Incapable of what?
The Western video game industry.
Oh my gosh, there it is. Oh, it's the Western video game. It's a Western video game, so it's bad. He probably didn't even play it because his laptop probably can't even process the thought of running this game. Oh, but it's bad. It's a beautiful game. It's a beautiful game. I'll tell you. If there's one thing no one can argue with, it's that it's a beautiful game. Like the environments. Now, say what you will about the NPCs. I won't defend the NPCs. The non-essentials look interesting. But say what you will about the NPCs. But the environments are bloody beautiful. Some of them, on the servers I'm in, you can ask Jakey, you can ask everyone in there. I post pictures of Starfield, and bloody beautiful game, bro. It is a beautiful game. Okay. Okay. Say what you will, story, whatever, characters, model, whatever. But, yeah. It's a beautiful game.
Seems to be when it comes to like retaining talent and continuing producing hits. Like, it's so strange to me that the first new major IP from Bethesda since Skyrim has...
Did he just say new major IP since Skyrim? Did he say new major IP since Skyrim? Did he just say that? Okay. Have you not heard, Harmon, of Fallout 4 and 76? Say what you will about those games. I won't defend them or attack them. But those games did come out. And Skyrim is not a new IP. Skyrim is the 5th game in the Elder Scrolls franchise. It's the most recent game in the Elder Scrolls franchise. It's not a new IP. Then it's the first new IP in 23 years. And I can't even imagine what this game would have looked like if Microsoft didn't pull the plug when they did. Microsoft, I think, saved this game from being even worse than people think of it now. If you think this game sucks now, I can't imagine what it looked like when it was gonna release in 2022. Like, yeah. Yeah.
It has flopped this way.
It's not a flop though. Objectively, it is not a flop. 13 million players. I don't consider that a flop. Do you guys? But then again, he said like 3 million's a flop. So what do I know?
People understand what a big deal
it was the biggest launch for Bethesda ever. That's what they said. They said it was their biggest launch. Yeah. It was Bethesda's biggest launch though in ever. So like, and this is Bethesda again, creators of Skyrim and Fallout 3. And I don't know if they have Fallout New Vegas on there, but New Vegas is on there somewhere. So like yeah. Yeah, he definitely has not played this game. There ain't no way.
Is that Bethesda has failed to produce a follow-up to Skyrim. You know?
Oh my gosh, it is not a follow-up to Skyrim. It is a new IP, Harmon. It's not a sequel. It's not even a spin-off. It's new IP. I don't think he understands what new IP means. I don't think... Yeah, New Vegas is Obsidian, but I meant like Bethesda produced the game. I don't. That's why I said I don't know if they count New Vegas, but like. Yeah, apparently Fallout doesn't even exist in his mind hole, because he said since Skyrim. Skyrim, it's not a fall. It's not. Oh my gosh. It's not meant to be a sequel. Like, the two games couldn't be taken place in the same, like, okay, the only time I will ever compare games, if it's made by the same person, that's why I compared Fallout 4 and Skyrim in my Starfield review. I compared them both, because that made sense. They're both Fallout 4 and Skyrim have a lot shared with Starfield. That makes sense. Like, it's better than comparing it to Zelda or Baldur's Gate 3. But still, like, I even hesitate to compare it to Skyrim. Because those two games are in totally different time zones. One's in, like, medieval fantasy, and the other is in freaking space. Like, like, come on. And then Fallout, yeah. Fallout is in an alternate universe where the USA got nuked to oblivion. Like, ridiculous.
New Vegas didn't do well. Fallout 76
Oh, New Vegas.
Didn't do well.
The New Vegas fans are gonna hate. He said New Vegas didn't do well. Oof. Yeah.
Starfield didn't do well.
Starfield did do well, though. That's an objective fact. Okay? This isn't me just coping or anything. That's an objective fact that Starfield made numbers. It did numbers. It was the best-selling game of September. And I think it's like in number 10. It's like in the top 10 best-selling games of this year. I'll have to look that up later, but I'm 99% sure it's in that list. I think it's 11th or 12th or something. So it's not a failure. And it's going up against BG3, Armored Core, Cyberpunk, Spider-Man 2, like, and all the Nintendo games, and Hi-Fi Rush, which was bloody excellent. Love Hi-Fi.
Gonna happen if the Elder Scrolls 6 doesn't do as well as...
Oh, The Elder Scrolls 6 will kill Starfield's player count. It will double. I bet you, even if the game is 10 billion times worse than the worst Bethesda game, 76. If it's 10 billion times worse than 76, it's gonna double Starfield's launch count. I bet you all money that it will double its launch count. There ain't no way. There ain't no way that it ain't gonna do that. It's gonna triple Starfield's numbers, bro. And Starfield was Bethesda's biggest launch. It's gonna take that and double it. Yeah. New Vegas was crazy when it came out.
Starfield. Like, what happens if, like, Elder Scrolls 6 doesn't do well? Right?
The Elder Scrolls 6 will do well. There ain't no way. It's not. There's no alternate universe in Starfield that you can go to where the Elder Scrolls 6 did not make money. Like, come on, what is he huffing? Like, if Activision could sell the same Call of Duty for the same 5 years, for the same, like, 6 billion years and make money, the Elder Scrolls 6 is gonna kill Starfield's numbers. I guarantee it. And I like Starfield. Like, this isn't coming from a place of hatred. I love Starfield. But it's gonna double Starfield's numbers. It's gonna absolutely dwarf it. And there's nothing that's gonna stop that. Like, literally.
Bethesda, I think, is on the fast track to becoming irrelevant. They're gonna...
Did he just say irrelevant? Bethesda is more relevant than ever, son. What is he smoking? Like, seriously, that's like saying... I think he said FromSoft also will become irrelevant. And Larian and stuff like that. Like, what are you smoking? These guys make some of the best games in the industry. Like, say what you will about Bethesda's business practices. But they say what... Like, I'll take Starfield out of the equation. There's Fallout 3. There's literally Oblivion, Morrowind, and Skyrim. The three GOATs. And so... Like, no, Bethesda will never become irrelevant, I don't think. Unless they do something like, heck, they did bad stuff now, like with the paid mods in Skyrim, and so, like, they're still relevant. They're maybe in the bad light, but they're still relevant. Like, yeah, what is he smoking, bro? Irrelevant? There ain't no way. They
get, like, BioWare. Where, like,
BioWare irrelevant? Okay, that makes a little more sense, but that makes no sense. People still play, like, literally, there's a guy in a server I'm in who's playing, KOTOR, made by BioWare, and then there's Mass Effect. People love those games. So, BioWare is also not irrelevant. And, of course, everyone loves Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood. That's the best RPG they've ever made. I'm joking, by the way. But, yeah. Like, what is he huffing, bro? What kind of copium drugs is he taking, bro?
About them. Nobody acknowledges them at all. And there's a lot of things...
Acknowledge them. No one acknowledges Starfield. That is a lie. There's tons of PlayStation fanboys that will say otherwise. Starfield lives in their head rent-free almost.
Things to be said about that, but I do think this is the current state of the industry now, where a lot of these major names that people throw around as major reasons to own non-Nintendo platforms.
Oh my gosh, here it is, non-Nintendo. It comes back to the comparison with Nintendo. We always have to come back here. Like, bro. What the heck? What the heck, bro?
Are becoming uncompetitive. There is no denying
no
that The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom was far superior to Skyrim.
What? The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom far superior to Skyrim. Ain't no way. Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way. No way. No way. Literally. Toon, the guy here, he played Skyrim after he played Tears of the Kingdom. He said it dwarfs it. Toon, you can tell them. It dwarfs it. Skyrim dwarfs that game, bro. Like, what? What? Like, oh my gosh.
At the Starfield, in every way, shape,
I can't wait for
form,
Starfield to come to my house, by the way. It comes tomorrow. I'm going to put that on my shelf.
But
I can't wait to put that on my shelf.
You certainly won't see a lot of people.
And I'm going to buy the premium edition because I want to see the art book. I want to see all that.
Acknowledging that fact would be very embarrassing to Bethesda and to their parent company.
What fact? The fact that
remake of Resident Evil 4.
Oh, did he He did not seriously just do this. Chat. He did not seriously just do that. He did not seriously just do that. He did not just say Resident Evil 4 Remake is bad. He did not just say that. I haven't played Resident Evil 4 Remake, but I heard it's good. It's on par with the original, and the original was good. It was one of the best games I have. It was one of the best games I played this year. It was in my top 5. I think it's like number 5, like the 5th best game I played this year. The original, not the remake. I haven't played the remake yet. I did play a demo. Like, I gotta hear this. What excuse is he gonna make now? I have to hear this.
The best Nintendo game.
This better be the best review of. This better be the most in-depth game review I've ever seen.
GameCubes of all games of all time, right? This was supposed to be a big deal. This was supposed to bring Resident Evil 4 back to the consoles that it should have released on to begin with. This was going to be the hardcore game. It was not going to be the kiddie RE4 that like we Nintendo babies grew up with.
We Nintendo babies. Well, I agree with you there. You are a baby. You act like a baby. You act like a child who's like he reminds me of like a child who like, you know, he has a friend come over who has like a toy, and then his friend goes, "My toy's better than your toy," and then he's like, "No," and then makes a 42-minute video on why his toy is better. Like, what? Yeah, no one thought RE4 was kiddie. It had some dark stuff. The original. Yeah, the original, I don't know, like, it was, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. It was good. I think the only game that beats it is Resident Evil 7. Resident Evil 7 is the best horror game ever made. No cap. It's the best horror game ever made. Not just best Resident Evil, best horror game ever made. Resident Evil 7. If you haven't played it, go pick it up. I think it's on sale. I'm no joking. Will change your life. Like, bro.
No, this was going to be a man's RE4. This was going to be realistic. This was going to be gritty. This was going to be a major improvement.
But it was a major improvement, though. Like Jakey is saying, it was a major improvement.
It was going to get rid of sex jokes. It was going to get...
sex jokes. Okay, that's the thing that wasn't an improvement. They got rid of the knockers joke. That was my favorite joke in the whole game.
Rid of everything that made the original problematic. Everybody is going to be speaking proper Spanish.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this is... Like, come on, that's straw manning to the extent. You're like, oh, this little thing that they got rid of that was unnecessary is bad. It's like, bruh.
Following on the success of Resident Evil 2 Remake, people were already speculating.
Oh, by the way, I'm just going to leave this playing because it's ridiculous.
RE4
but I bought Resident
Evil 2 remake. And that was kind of the excuse
remake
people gave for like
when it was on sale for like bloody
so
cheap.
Terrible. Was that like,
and I haven't
well,
played
they're
it
focusing
yet,
on
so
4.
I can't wait to play
but,
that.
But, now that 4 is out, we can safely say that, like, wow,
later.
This wasn't very good either. Like, you can tell the developers don't understand the tone of RE4.
What do they mean they don't understand? What? Like, they made it scarier, in my opinion. Like, RE4, the original, was... I mean, it had its moments, but it wasn't scary. I wouldn't describe it as, like, scary. It did have its moments. It was stressful, I'll tell you that. But, like, this game looks scary. I'll tell you that.
Convert it into a proper horror game. They couldn't make it interesting. Like, in general, it feels like these new line of Resident Evil remakes have been failures.
They have not been failures. I don't think Harmon understands what a failure is. I think he sees a failure as something that he doesn't like. Anything Harmon Smith doesn't like is considered a failure. BG3 is a failure. Starfield's a failure. Armored Core's a failure. All the Resident Evil remakes are a failure. Like, what is this? Like, yeah. Like... Yeah.
The vastly overhyped Resident Evil 2.
I heard the remake was good, Resident Evil 2. Like I said, I'm probably going to play that.
Just wasn't nearly as good as the vast majority of audiences made it out to be. And I think with each...
How do you know, Harmon? Do you think Harmon Smith bought the cloud version on Switch? Do you think he bought the cloud version on Switch? Do you think he bought the cloud version on Switch? Yeah. Yeah, they're good. I haven't played them. The first remake, I played the first one, and that was it. I need to play 2. Yeah, he probably bought the cloud remake. Yeah.
Iterative, with each sequel.
He can't speak.
That we've seen this become more and more played out. We're seeing more and more people get tired of it, to the point where people started talking about the Resident Evil 5 remake when this came out.
That's true. I mean, he's not completely wrong. Like, when does the remakes end is the question. Do they end at 5? Or what about 6? The 6 getting a remake? I mean, but the remakes are good. That's why I don't really care that they keep remaking it. Like, if they were bad, I would have been like, what? Like, why? But they're good. Resident Evil 1 was good. Like, I get reusing the same concept over and over again to get money. You know, like bringing up dead franchises that don't need a sequel, giving it a sequel. Like, okay, I get that. But these are actually good. It's not like a cash grab or anything. These are actually good. They had time and thought put into it, in my opinion. Yeah.
Like, everybody just kind of laughed.
I can't wait to go to Africa and I'm not going to say that. YouTube's going to kill my channel. I was going to make a funny, haha, edgy joke. But
about it. Like, yeah, nobody cares. Like, even if it comes out, nobody's going to buy it. It's over.
People will buy it. Oh, just like, again, I don't think as many people will buy it as Resident Evil 4 Remake, but people will buy Resident Evil 5 Remake. I know I will. I like Resident Evil 5. It's like my top 9th game I played this year. I really enjoyed Resident Evil 5 for what I played. Press play. YouTube.
Capcom is becoming more and more reliant on these kind of remakes to keep themselves relevant. So this might be the last time Resident.
No. Capcom is relevant without these remakes. Capcom is like one of the most relevant gaming studios. Every time, like, I've noticed a pattern here. He calls everything he doesn't like irrelevant or a failure. Like Starfield, a failure. Baldur's Gate 3, irrelevant. Only people who play D&D know what that is. Armor Core, or FromSoft is gonna fail. Like, I've seen all that. They're either irrelevant, a failure, the company's gonna become irrelevant, or a failure. You know, that's the pattern I've noticed here. There's no genuine criticism. It's all like, oh, it's not a Nintendo. That's basically what it can all boil down to
really
so far.
Talked about in any meaningful capacity.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
What? It is talked about. Okay, what's
Fighting games feel like they're in the middle of a dark age because.
Speaking of Capcom, Street Fighter 6. I like Street Fighter. I have a collection. I bought the 30th anniversary collection, and it comes with all neat goodies, and it's fun. Like, it's fun. I like Street Fighter. I don't know about 6. I haven't played 4, 5, or 6. I didn't even know there was a 5th Street Fighter. So, whatever.
Nobody wants to play them. They have no content. The skill ceiling is too complicated to bust through.
Oh no, the skill ceiling is fine. Just too complicated for you because you have a small brain.
All anybody wants to do is play ranked.
Obviously, he has a small brain because he put BG3 and Starfield on this list. He can't comprehend an RPG. Or an Octopath Traveler 2. He can't comprehend RPGs, so he puts them all down here.
It just feels as if the genre doesn't appeal to anyone other than, like, the most hardcore of Spurgs.
Spurgs?
Right?
What? Who is this man, bro? I honestly don't know what Spurgs mean. Can you all, like, tell me? I had no clue what that means. My age is showing. What's a Spurg? Oh, autistic person. Okay, I'm probably gonna get. I was joking, YouTube. It was a joke. The YouTube employee watching this.
When you really look at the fighting game community, the only people who care about this stuff are hardcore fans.
No, I thought I don't know much about 6, so I have no clue.
And more casual players are being alienated by just the culture and just the inaccessibility.
Hey, fun fact, I'm just going to let this play.
Of learning how to play these games.
Fun fact, did you know Chun-Li was
I think Street Fighter 6 is a really good example of that.
Best skin.
Even if the game itself is mechanically good.
The most popular skin in Fortnite.
It has
I don't know why I know that.
It has no replay value for casual players. Nobody cares about the characters or the world or the setting.
Well, it's a fighting
single
game.
player. right? It's all about just being better than the other person, and it's very, very difficult.
Oh no, it's about fighting. What? That's like Smash. Oh no, it's about fighting. Yeah, it's not on Switch. I wonder if Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat 1 will be on here. That would be funny
to get into.
What's this?
Completely forgot they tried to release The Last of Us Part 1 this year.
Oh, Last of Us Part 1 PC port, I'm assuming. Okay, I'm fine with him making fun of this. Yeah, Naughty Dog has fallen off. This is the only time I give Harmon Smith a W because... Don't be lazy. Now this, Harmon, but this is actual laziness. I'll let him play in the background.
I forgot.
This is actual laziness.
This thing, and that everybody
this is actual laziness.
Apparently everyone else forgot it too.
Re-releasing the same game. The exact same game.
Because I haven't seen anyone make fun of this since first.
It was broken. It was broken at launch. Yeah, the launch is forgivable, but it was still broken. And so, how can you mess up a port of a game that's been ported 50 trillion times? Like... Oh, unforgivable? Okay. Whatever, but still, same thing, though. How can you, like... This is actual laziness, Harmon. Not making a full-on remake that has, like, a different story and different combat and different everything. This is lazy. Just literally porting the PS5 version on the PC. That is actual laziness. Well, they didn't simply do that, and it came with a bunch of bugs. But still, point still stands, though.
First came out, but yeah, Naughty Dog seriously tried to release The Last of Us Part 1 again.
Yeah.
And it was such a joke, because this game... was never good.
Did he just say The Last of Us Part 1 was never good? Harmon, what are you smoking? What copium are you on? The Last of Us remake, The Last of Us Part 1 was good. That's why Sony makes movie games now, because of The Last of Us Part 1. That's why fans yelled out in an uproar when The Last of Us Part 2 came out and was absolutely garbage because people love The Last of Us Part 1. Harmon, that's why they're re-releasing it every year, because people love it. So, what? Yeah, bro.
But... Naughty Dog, PlayStation, and the gaming industry has desperately been trying to push this as like a cornerstone of video game storytelling. When
I wouldn't say cornerstone, but it was good from what I've heard and seen. We could talk about the sequel all day, but
reality, I wouldn't even call it mid. Right? This game is just pure trash.
It is trash.
The most goy of slops, right? It is just...
I think he was waiting to, for this sequel to come, or for this remake to come to PC so he can start calling The Last of Us Part 1 trash. Whatever. Okay. I don't like movie games. I'm gonna say it up front. I don't like movie games. But if the story is good, I will watch a video. I think I'll watch the TV show. I might watch the TV show. I have Max, so I might watch the TV show. But I'll probably never play the game. I mean, I don't have a PlayStation or anything, and I won't get it on PC because I know what it leads up to, so why would I waste my time?
It is just terrible all around. It's terrible. And more, I hope people start realizing this.
No one says the first game is terrible.
That Naughty Dog
the second game
is not a
terrible.
talented studio. That these games aren't fun.
I do think Naughty Dog is overrated,
or engaging,
but they're not.
But until that happens,
they're not.
We're just
terrible.
Gonna have to keep making fun of this game every
they used
single
to not
time
be terrible.
it gets re-released.
They used to be good. Okay.
The Mortal Kombat 1 situation is...
Whoa! He put Mortal Kombat 1... Chat, do you see this? Do you guys see this? You put Mortal Kombat 1 on here. Oh, let's see if he talks about the Switch port. Let's see. How much money do you think he's going to talk about the Switch port? How much money?
It's a lot more interesting to me than the Street Fighter 6 one, because I think, unlike most fighting game IPs, Mortal Kombat actually managed to strike a really good balance between competitive play and more casual play.
Okay.
Like, they had the story mode.
Oh, he's being nice to Mortal Kombat 1 because it was on the Switch, but not Street Fighter. Oh yeah, Mortal Kombat's fine, but not Street Fighter because it was on the Switch, even though it looks like garbage.
And a wide range of activities for casual players while
still
having ranked and online play for more competitive stuff. It appealed.
Why is it here?
To both audiences, and as a result of that, weirdly enough, this was my favorite fighting game IP in recent years. But that's all changed over the past couple of entries.
Okay.
The games have been getting worse. The writing has been degrading.
I have no
the story
clue.
has not been.
I don't play Mortal Kombat, so I have no clue.
Advancing in any meaningful way. Characters have not been evolving. The plots aren't becoming more engaging. It just is really becoming generic DC slop. Right
DC? Where did DC come from? That was weird. Is he a Marvel fanboy? Please, for the love of everything, don't be a Marvel fanboy. Like, you're already taking an L by being a Nintendo fanboy, but if you're a Marvel fanboy, that's ridiculous.
To the whole multiverse plot point, right? Like, the instant I heard that word, multiverse, I just completely lost interest. Because you know what that means. It means there are no stakes. There's nothing to be invested in. Like, ooh, everything is possible in the multiverse. Like, no. You can't.
What's with games and doing stuff in the multiverse this year, though? I think that's weird. That's kind of funny. Just a thought.
Can't just do that. It doesn't make any sense at all. And the fact that, like, so many franchises have to lean on this kind of concept in order to keep, like, their stories going perpetually is just embarrassing. What they should have done is just stuck with what they did with 10, right? Is introduce a new generation of characters and slowly start building them up over a series of games instead of just replacing them all with 11. It's just like,
why would they get rid of the old characters? Then again, I don't know anything about the lore, so maybe I'm being goofy. I should stop
10
talking.
had a great cast. You know, whatever problems that game had, it had the right idea of knowing that the franchise's roster has been played out since the original games and that they really needed to evolve and do something else. But 1 is just keeping the same cast of characters with no real growth or evolution. Like, if I wanted to play with the same cast of characters, I would just pop in Mortal Kombat 9 again. I don't need this. Hogwarts Legacy is interesting.
Did you... Chat, do you hear this? You put Hogwarts Legacy on here. I'm not even surprised at this point. It got a Switch port. Why is... Oh! It's because the Switch port is garbage. Is that why? Huh. Oh. I'm not going to talk about the controversy because I don't feel like picking sides and stuff, so I'm just going to watch.
Interesting, because it's undoubtedly the highest grossing game this year.
It was the highest grossing game this year.
It outsold Call of Duty.
Dookie.
This was a big deal when it came out, but the industry did everything it possibly could to downplay it and ignore it and write this.
He's not wrong. Yeah, there was a lot of people just like, oh, whatever. But from what I've seen and heard, a lot of people like this game. And I actually own this game, so I might play it later. I don't know when.
For really petty reasons. Because of the creator of Harry Potter's J.K. Rowling's political views. It was an embarrassing situation to witness, right? And because of this obvious initial like game journal bias, and because of my enthusiasm,
but again, the same issue we've had in this whole video. What does this have to do with the game, Harmon? What does this have to do with the game? Tell me why the game is bad with the gameplay. Tell me why the gameplay was bad. Okay. Harmon, tell me why the gameplay was bad.
The IP in general, I really thought that I would be really interested in at least trying the product out. Now, I was sure it wouldn't be good. I was sure they would get lore details wrong, which they did. I was sure they would mess up the timeline or the continuity, or
who cares if it's a fun game?
Do
whatever.
Some weird anachronistic thing, like the whole diversity thing in 1800s Hogwarts, right?
Oh, why is it?
I was sure they were going to do something like that, right? What? And eventually I ended up, not getting the game, right? Because it was just
there we go.
Right? When you look at what they tried to do here, with the story, with, the themes, the ideas, you get... It's the same problem that a lot of Harry Potter follow-up material has had, where...
Is this... No,
a lot of them... do not want to...
I think, doesn't this take place... doesn't this take place... Oh, video? I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna watch that video, trust. I'll leave a comment. But, does this take... I can't remember if this takes place before or after the Harry Potter books or whatever. I don't really care about the lore. I just want to play the game. The game looks fun.
Acknowledge the implications of what's actually happening, right?
Yeah, so why is he complaining? If it's before the books, why is he complaining? Yeah. He's like, the stuff that came after. I don't know if he's referring to the lore or what, but whatever.
So when you have say, the background, right, of wizards versus goblins, right? You can't possibly portray goblins as being in the wrong, ever. Right, it has to be this case where...
Why? Why can't we portray bad guys as bad guys? What's so wrong with that? In fact, I'd argue it's worse if you portray them not as bad guys. Then why are we fighting them? If they're not bad guys. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm gonna tell you all right now. The stupid trope of making a sympathetic villain is overdone. It's a trope now. Back in the day, it used to not be a trope, but now it's the biggest trope you can do. Why can't we just have evil characters? Why can't we just have an evil race of people? The orcs from Lord of the Rings. They're evil, and no one's like, but why? No, everyone knows they're evil. They were literally bred to be evil. They're corrupted elves. Bruh, what is this?
The wizards did this because wizards are evil, because wizards are supposed to be the privileged class. They're supposed to be the white people equivalent of the setting, right? So instead of creating this fantasy race with this unique kind of role in the world and this unique relationship with the main characters, you have to do this weird thing where
make them evil.
You have to pretend they never do anything wrong, and it just doesn't work. It is a complete joke.
Bruh. Oh, is this Spider-Man? Yep.
It's interesting.
Spider-Man 2, Okay, before we get into it, I don't like Spider-Man 2. It ruined Spider-Man it just confirmed what I thought, that Marvel hates Peter Parker. It just confirmed my theory that that Marvel hates Peter Parker. And I made a video talking about this, and I'm fed up, bro. I'm not even joking you right now. I'm fed up that they keep treating Peter Parker like a loser. Like, come on, he's freaking Spider-Man. Like, I'm not even gonna get into that. That's a whole nother can of worms.
Ugh. To see Spider-Man 2 fail the way it did. The original
honestly, Harmon, rip into it. I don't care. But your arguments, like, even though I haven't played it myself, I know a lot about it. Well, not a lot about it, but I do know a good deal about it. But Harmon, your arguments mean nothing. I have no respect for your arguments. Even though I may agree with you, but I have no respect because you are like the last person that should be doing this.
We're hyped. Primarily because it came out at the height of Marvel's popularity, but it's been 5 years since then.
2018, that was when Infinity War came out. So yeah, the height of Marvel's popularity.
Right.
I love Infinity War, by the way. Best MCU movie.
Thing is dead. Nobody cares about the films anymore. The characters are less popular than...
Okay, maybe he's not a Marvel fanboy, but we're still
People are starting to be cringed by... to find this stuff cringy... And Spider-Man 2 is definitely caught in the middle of that. You know, hardcore fans are put off by the lore changes and the ridiculous story decisions. From what I've seen...
Yeah, man, I agree with that. He's right about that one. Boys, all my Spider-Man fans stand up. Like, he's right about that one.
It's some of the worst, like, writing in any video game I've seen in recent years.
I don't know about that, but definitely one of the worst... It really just confirmed to me that Spider-Man is dead. And
I'm told it's like basically a walking simulator if you just stick with like the story missions. The shilling for Miles.
Well, of course it's a walking simulator. If like I'm reading this comment, bro. Marvel's dream of putting. Oh, he does? That's... Yeah, you hate the game because you're racist. I hate the game because it ruined Spider-Man. Yeah. It's fine. I'm not against the story changes, but I am against, like... They just make Peter Parker like a beta cuck male, bro. Like, he's a beta in this game, bro. And Mary Jane is more powerful than he is. Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah. Yeah, he's hating the game. I hate the game because it just proved to me that Spider-Man is dead and he's never coming back. You know, it's sad when the thing I'm looking forward to with Spider-Man right now is the movies. Tom Holland movies. And also, but there is a new comic book releasing where Spider-Man married Mary Jane and he has a daughter. So that might be interesting. Hopefully they don't mess that up. I might read that whenever it's coming. But, like, this game proved to me that Spider-Man is dead. But yeah.
Morales and Mary Jane is obnoxious. You know, Venom is like Harry Osborn, apparently. Even I, who have never been a big Spider-Man fan, know how ridiculous that is. Like, it feels like Insomniac simply doesn't understand what makes Spider-Man appealing to people, and if they are failing to make Spider-Man products that work.
That's hilarious, yeah.
Game of the Year 2000.
Oh, he did not just... I've said this like 5 billion times. But he seriously did not put my love... my lover, Hi-Fi Rush, up here. Hi-Fi Rush is excellent. Okay. It's not my favorite game released this year. It's definitely in the top 5, though. I love Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush is goated. It reminds me of my childhood, bro. Like, I know this is random, but it reminds me of, It reminds me of a Phineas and Ferb game. It's called on the DS. It's called Phineas and Ferb Across the Second Dimension. That crap was good, and it reminds me of that. And nostalgia. It had a nostalgic vibe. Reminds me of like the 6th generation, bro.
23. I know this came out in January and nothing else has come out yet, but Hi-Fi Rush is one of the best games of the year.
Yeah, it was.
What a joke!
One of the best games of this year.
I found that so cringy when people started coming out with this line. It was obviously
it is one of the best games released this year. Fight me, like, bruh. Come on.
Blatant viral marketing campaign by Microsoft. You know, they had paid shows.
It was good. Now, the story isn't anything to write home about, but the gameplay was... Maybe it's just because I have rose-tinted glasses on. Like, maybe I have rose-tinted glasses on, but this was excellent. It was a great game. I haven't finished it, though. I need to finish it. But from what I played, it was good. Like, I need to finish it, like, actually.
Go on YouTube and 4chan promoting this game for a couple of weeks after it came out. Oh, it stealth launched on Steam for $30 out of nowhere? Whoa, no company.
Is he mad that this game is cheap? What is he trying to say here? Yeah, like, is he mad that this game is cheap? Like, what is he trying to say here? Like, it's a good game that's not $70. I like Mario Wonder, okay? Mario Wonder was one of my favorite games released this year. I need to finish that game, too. That game is also really fun. I'm a big Mario fan. That game was awesome. But, like, that game was $60. But I could also get Hi-Fi Rush, which is really good as well, for $30. Like, half of that. Like, come on. Yeah, Pizza Tower. Yeah, Pizza Tower and, like, I think that's like $15, isn't it? This game for like $30. That's like, 30. That would be like, my math is like horrible. Like $45. That's still... Like, I have a Wario Land inspired game and this game. If I paid full price for them, I still would have some money left over than if I bought Mario Wonder all new. You know what I mean? Like, what the heck? I think he hates anything that's, like, different. And that isn't Nintendo, obviously. But things that are different and new. Or things that reference old, like this game. This game references, like... It reminds me of, like, the 6th generation of consoles, like the ones with, like, Jet Set Radio and stuff, where it had, like, the games would have, like, a gimmick, and this gimmick is, like, oh, there's a song, and, like, if you, like, fight the people to the beat of the song, like, you can get combos. It's great. It's great. The combat in this game is great.
He has ever done anything like that before. Like, the game was billed as being, like, an offbeat, kind of different action game.
It was fun.
Something that Xbox wouldn't normally be involved in.
What is that supposed to mean? Xbox, okay. Xbox has action games. Like, I know technically Halo isn't an action game, it's an FPS, but, like, Gears, what about Gears? Gears, Halo... what else have they made that's like an action game? That's like, you know, an actual action game. Ninja Gaiden. Yeah, I'm like, it, like, bro, what is this? Xbox makes action games, bro. Like, what? That's like saying, well, that's like with PlayStation not making, open, or, mascot games. Like, what? That's stupid.
Right, kind of like Sunset Overdrive and stuff like that. And every time they do this, like, their attempts just kind of fall flat, right? Like, the game is made by...
It's also a funny game. It's hilarious.
People who have backgrounds at, like, Clover and Platinum Games, who have a portfolio of games that are way better than this. the main reason people talked about it was primarily because, like, oh, there's nothing else like it.
No one was saying that. Oh my gosh. Because the reason why people enjoyed the game is a game that no one knew about. It shadow dropped, and it was a banger. Like, it's a banger. It's reminiscent of, like, older games, and so, like, what the heck? It's reminiscent of, like, 6th generation games and stuff. Oh, man, that was a great year. It was a great couple years there, but, like, and compared to the games that released this year, it was really unique.
Bro.
And also, again, Harmon, you're not telling me anything really bad about this game. Like, what's bad about this game, Harmon? Again, you're not telling me.
If you've played Clover games, if you played Platinum games, you've played better action games than this. Like, this game is not special.
Like, what action games?
And that was kind of my problem with it, is just the blatant treatment of this as if it was some phenomenal thing, when
it was good.
Really, it was just...
Like, what the heck?
An action game that came out on a console that doesn't typically have action games like it.
And?
Right.
What's wrong with that? Again, he's saying all this stuff like it's a bad thing. Like, what's wrong? Yeah, Bayonetta. Like, but bro, like, what's wrong with action games? What's wrong with a company making a game? Okay, I disagree with Microsoft not making action games, but let's say they did it and they made Sony story games. What's wrong with them making an action game? Like, he's saying all this stuff as if it's a bad thing. Like, what the heck? Like, I don't understand.
It is a game that was quickly forgotten, and this time next year, nobody will even remember that it even exists.
That's cap. I like the game. I'll remember.
$100 million.
Okay, what's this?
Forspoken.
Forspoken, ladies and gentlemen. Forspoken. In my opinion. I have no opinion of it because I never played it, but heard it wasn't great, but I've actually heard also that it was good, but so I don't know what to think anymore.
Biggest failures of the year for sure. A game
that is true. It was one of the biggest failures of this year. Forspoken. It shut down a studio. Yeah, it's a small game, and I don't think it will be remembered as much as like Starfield or something like that. But I don't think it will be forgotten. I think it will be like, oh yeah, remember that one game on Xbox? That was fun. It will be like that. But Forspoken, I have no clue. I don't really care.
That I think legit.
Like, it did kill a studio. Like, it flopped, and it killed a studio. Like, a studio was shut down because of it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it would definitely have a cult following, and I'll be in that cult. I'll be the head honcho of that cult. I'm gonna wear the hat. You know, I'm gonna wear the goofy... Like, we all get guitars in this cult, bro. We all get guitars. We all start jamming out on our guitars, bro. This is a joke, YouTube.
Long term. Like, Forspoken was a disaster from the onset, right?
Yeah,
Attempting to pander to woke United States audiences.
Woke?
Square Enix produced this game and tried to cater to what game journalists said they wanted, with, like, a black woman protagonist in a fantasy setting. And
oh my gosh.
Nobody...
What's wrong with a black woman being in a fantasy game? Like, what's wrong with that? I don't get it. Like, look at Sky... Oh, wait, he doesn't like Skyrim, my bad. I was about to say, look at Skyrim or the Elder Scrolls. You can be any character you want. You can be a lizard person or a dark elf or whatever. And a black guy. But I forgot, that game's garbage. Oh, I was also about to say, what about Baldur's Gate 3? But also he says that game's garbage as well. So, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. As long as it's good. Now, this game does fall short of being good from what I've heard. But if it was made better, people wouldn't have complained, I think. Yeah. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with her being black. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with being, like, putting a black character in a game. It's if, like, the issue I have, I'm just going to say this so it doesn't get off topic and we talk about gaming. But my only issue, if it's, like, a race swap, okay, if the character was white but then they race swapped it, this goes both ways. If I wouldn't want Miles Morales to be race swapped with a white guy, but I wouldn't want, like, Spider-Man Peter Parker to be race swapped with a black guy, whatever. Or if she's, like, uber powerful, like, doesn't have any hardships, and, like, or they put a heavy emphasis on her being black for, pandering sake, like, stuff like Robin Hood and stuff. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, the protagonist is just unlikable. Not because she's black or a woman, but she's just unlikable. Yeah, there's tons of black women, or women of color, I guess, that I like. I like the girl from Resident Evil 5. I forgot her name. What's her name? I like her, though. She was cool. I also like, what was her name? Whatever. It's fine. I can make a whole video of it if I want. But the point is, though, it's not that she's black or a woman. It's that she was a bad character. Not because she was black and a woman.
Buys it. Nobody finds it appealing. Nobody finds it interesting. And above all, most importantly, it's not a very good game. And it's such a shame, too, because, I kind of like the idea of Square Enix making this, like, isekai-like thing, but, like, yeah, there is no denying that they completely botched this release.
Yeah, that's true. I'll agree with that.
Dead Space was always...
Dead Space? Your homie is about to... beat the crap out of this kid, bro. Dead Space. Okay. I did not play much of the remake. Of course. I did not play much of the remake. It's on Game Pass, or Game Pass Ultimate. I played it a little bit. The reason why I didn't play it much was because, again, I had other games to play. I was playing Starfield. I was playing Hi-Fi Rush, and I was playing other games. I think I was playing Mario Wonder as well when it came to Game Pass. So I didn't get to play it that much, but from what I did play, it's fun. Isaac talks, and I know I don't know how to feel about that. I liked him being silent, but also I know a lot of people didn't like him being silent in the first game, but it's whatever. But Dead Space Remake, it looks amazing. It actually feels like a next generation game. Like, looks amazing, runs fairly well. Like, I didn't experience any hiccups, and yeah, just a great game, I think. Yeah. Yeah, there's some stuff there is unnecessary. Yeah, but, like, I wouldn't call it bad. Like, Isaac talking, I'm fine with that. It's not the worst thing.
One of the more overrated franchises.
Overrated? Dead Space was my favorite horror game. Like, the original was my favorite horror game for a while. I played it this year, I think. It was one of my most favorite horror games for a while. It was great. I love Dead Space 1. Haven't played 2 or 3, but 1 is great. It's excellent.
Of yesteryear. I remember when people were hyping this up as one of the best horror games ever made.
Yeah, I remember that too. Like, I think it was one of the directors on the game, like, said he couldn't sleep. Which I was like, okay.
Today,
we'll see how good it is after I'm done with it.
2 and Resident Evil Remake were better, but With the remake, a lot of secondaries, people like Angry Joe who never played the original, they're doing the exact same
2
thing,
and 3,
pretending as if this remake is something spectacular. When in
it
reality,
looks spectacular. It probably is.
It's not.
But then again, there's stuff like Forspoken, which was kind of goofy. So
impressive. It's not fresh. It's not original. It's not different. It's not even the best remake that came out around the same time. Metroid Prime Remastered was better.
Oh, Metroid Prime Remastered, of course. Compare it to a Nintendo game. Of course, here we go. I like Metroid Prime Remastered. Metroid Prime Remastered is bloody excellent. But, come on, man. Come on. Stop comparing. One's a horror game and one is a first-person Metroid game. So, come on. What the heck? Harmon hates Metroid Prime? I did not know that. But of course, no, it's Nintendo, so it's better. Even the worst Nintendo game is better than one of the best remakes released this year.
So yeah, Dead Space was a complete joke. Hated the shilling for it. People really need to stop giving EA credit whenever they put something like this out, because this really is the best they can possibly manage. Acquire.
What? That makes no sense.
A studio and then re-release their game.
No, but it's a good remake. Whatever. Okay, hey EA, whatever. That's whatever. I don't care. But it's not a bad game because it's made by EA. Or it's made by Studio EA Acquire. What is this logic?
Through a remake. Although Forspoken was a much more notorious
game, Final Fantasy 16.
Final Fantasy 16, I think, is going to be the release that does more long-term.
I heard that Final Fantasy 16 was like a cutscene game. I'm like, oh, why? Square Enix, why? But I heard it was good. It was it's whatever, That's what I heard. But
damage for the company.
I don't hang around many people who have a PS5, so I don't know. When it comes to PC next year, you guys tell me if it's good or not.
Not the least of which being the fact that it wasn't able to recoup the costs lost by Forspoken. This was supposed to be the next major Final Fantasy game. This was supposed to be a PlayStation 5 seller. This was supposed to be a phenomenon. This was supposed to be the next big thing.
Okay, it may have failed. I mean, it didn't fail. I think it's also sold 5 million, which is not bad, but it's not what they wanted. But that's what you get for putting your game on the PlayStation 5 and not on PC and Xbox with it. They would have gotten tons more money if they put it on the PC and PlayStation, Xbox as well. Or just PC. They would have made tons of money. Just putting it on PC and PlayStation, or what they did with Forspoken, but instead PlayStation signed some stupid deal with them, and so they just put it on PC or PlayStation, and it died. It died. They put it on there to die, pretty much. So yeah, that was a Square Enix L.
And all that happened was that this game came out, and it just was completely forgotten. People who played it have nothing nice to say about it.
Oh yeah, like I said though, I can't say anything about this game. I've never played it. That wasn't clear.
But they were few and far between. The vast majority of the demographics had no interest in this release at all. This game appealed to no one. It didn't appeal to Final Fantasy fans. It didn't appeal to action fans. It didn't appeal to anyone.
I have no clue if this is true or not. I'm not gonna agree or disagree because I have no clue.
That have been plaguing
because I don't really care for Final Fantasy that much
over the past year, to the point where I honestly, looking at this list, they're probably the worst publisher this year, considering the sheer amount of stuff they put out that I just cannot stand. This was
the worst publisher this year. What would be the worst publisher this year? I would... The worst publisher this year, I think. Not EA, because technically they have they made Dead Space remake, which is good. I would say the worst publisher this year, I have no clue. Probably Sony. I'm gonna be honest, Sony probably was the worst publisher this year. They had no games, and the game they were hyping up was Spider-Man 2. I can't even... That's just how I describe it. Spider-Man 2. So, yeah, I would say Sony was probably the worst publisher this year. I mean, as much as we're ragging on Nintendo because Harmon's a Nintendo fanboy, like, for what it's worth, Mario Wonder was good, I guess. I liked Mario Wonder. Pikmin 4, I can't speak about that. But, Tears of the Kingdom was a disappointment. Probably my most... Maybe besides Redfall was my most disappointed game. Because I was looking forward to Tears and Redfall. And both of them were disappointing. So,
and
I don't know which one's worse.
Feel as if not enough people are really addressing the fact that, like, there is no recovery for this. Right now, people are trying to, like, create this narrative that Zelda is on the way out and, like, Tears of the Kingdom.
Here we go again. This imaginary group of people saying that Zelda is lame and it's on its way out. Like, who are these people? I have no clue who these people are. I want to meet these people because these sound like the most hateful. Either these people are trolls or they're just like the most stupidest people invented. Like, of course, again, making up these imaginary people that don't exist. Yeah, he loves that Zelda, bro. Like almost every game, every fantasy game, literally every fantasy game that's been on this list, he says, well, the people saying that it's the Zelda killer and it makes Zelda irrelevant. Like, no one said that. Anyone who said that is, like, stupid. Zelda will not become irrelevant. Doesn't matter if the next 3 new Zelda games are garbage. Yeah. That would be hilarious. He wouldn't. He would just, like, kick me out of his server and never, like, even look at me again. But, like, what's with this Zelda meat riding, bro? What? Like, no one says this. Who says this? Like, seriously. Like, tell me. Like, literally, give me their Twitter. I'll make a Twitter account just to see these people's posts. Okay, who are these people? I want to see these people. I want to see what they say because they sound like the stupidest people.
Hear that, like, nobody likes open world Zelda, which is all obviously not true. But in reality, Final Fantasy 16 is right there. You know, plays nothing like the old games, looks nothing like the old games, appeals to no one who likes the old games, and yet it's being completely ignored, right? It is not getting the same kind of criticisms, in spite of having way more problems and it just objectively failing, right? This was
well, it wasn't a failure. It wasn't what I remember Square Enix saying. It wasn't what we wanted, but it wasn't a failure. I think it only got like 30 million.
I just don't understand
or 3 million,
why
or a couple, like,
so many
5
people
million maybe
are so obsessed with remaining in denial about that.
Yeah, well, you're in denial of... Oh, the video's over. I'm gonna pause it here. I mean, but he's in denial about, like... I'm just gonna go over here. He's in denial about, whatever it's called. That game that came out. What was it? Tears of the Kingdom. I already forgot. He's in denial about Tears of the Kingdom. So, like, he has no room to call people that like that game, that they're in denial or whatever. Like, that's ridiculous. But yeah, guys, I think this is the end. So what did we learn today? So let's talk about, before we end, let's talk about Harmon Smith's arguments. Okay. Harmon Smith, his arguments were the same. He didn't talk about the game. Okay. Yeah, there was no arguments. He didn't talk about the game. He didn't talk about the gameplay. He just talked about the controversies surrounding these games and if they sold well or not or whatever. He compared them to Zelda for some reason. He was coping about Zelda not winning anything. Like, most of these games he's probably not even touched, let alone played once. So yeah, there's that. I don't know, man. I struggle to really think of anything. There is nothing that he said. Yeah, nobody talks about it. I'm gonna talk like his voice. Let's see if I can do it. Like, nobody talks about it. It is irrelevant. Bethesda, the Elder Scrolls 6, I can't believe he said this. The Elder Scrolls 6 will not sell well. How much of an idiot do you have to be? The biggest Bethesda hater. You could be the biggest Bethesda hater. And, but you would still say that the Elder Scrolls 6 is gonna sell like crap, like no one's business. Like, it's gonna sell crazy well. Like, seriously, even the biggest Bethesda hater wouldn't say that it won't sell, because that's ridiculous. But and then another thing, From Software is becoming irrelevant. Like, no one wants to play their games. Like, that's a lie. That's a big lie. I'm surprised he didn't mention Jedi Survivor. I actually like Jedi Survivor. It was better than the first one. But, okay, that's another story. But yeah, no arguments at all. The arguments were like the most bare bones thing. It was the same 5 sentences. Yeah, The Witcher. Yeah, exactly. 20 million copies sold equals irrelevant. 13 million players. That's Starfield, Elden Ring is irrelevant. 3 million copies of Armored Core, that's irrelevant. Baldur's Gate 3, no one else played that unless you play D&D, which is also had 22 million copies sold, so that's also irrelevant. And anything but Mario, and again he only put Pikmin 4 on there because of Arlo and because he just wants you to think that he's not a fanboy. Yeah, dude lives in a fantasy where Nintendo makes the best and everything else is garbage. But yeah. So that's the end. If you're new, I'd say I recommend watch my content, see if you like me, whatever, have fun, leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, all that goodness. And if you guys want me to stream again or want to stream a game, let me know. Harmon was a normie back in high school. Oh, yeah. If you guys want me to stream a game, let me know. I can totally stream a game. Or whatever game you want. You know what? I'm going to make a poll. You know what? I'm going to do that after this video. I'm going to make a poll, and I'm going to see what games you guys want me to stream. How about that? That'll be fun. Not today, because my voice is gone. Yeah. Harmon Smith actually used to be fit. I saw a little picture of his. He actually didn't used to look like a J.J. Abrams wannabe. Yeah, I know, right? He let himself go. But, yeah, if you guys want me to stream, I'll give the thing, or I'll put up a poll later. And, yeah, so, thank you all for watching. You guys are really cool for watching all this way and hearing me tear my voice up for 3 hours. But yeah, I will see you all later. Goodbye, everybody.